Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. Welcome to the Saturday Morning Fragcast, coming at you this Saturday afternoon from Victor Von Frankenstein's basement. I am your co-host, Victor Von Frankenstein.
And I'm Gapper.
And we are proud to bring you this year's annual E3 extravaganza Roundup. This is pretty much our only consistent podcast.
Yes, there was a promise of 0 to 1 podcast before this one.
Yes.
And that promise was upheld.
Yes, that promise was upheld. We did get somewhere between 0 and 1.
That's true.
That is true. But anyway, we are coming back. I think out of the 3 years we've been doing this, I think we've had a total of 10 podcasts. So
that many? Wow.
That many.
I'm actually surprised.
I think this is representing almost a half of our total content.
Nice.
So yeah, we are here to ride the hype train hard as we usually do. So lube yourself up and prepare to hop aboard with us.
It's like my time of the year where I'm like, okay, I'm going to do life-changing things. Like, you know what, I'm done with games. And then I see the new games. I'm like, yeah, no, I want to keep... these games look sick. I'm going to keep playing all these new games.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, games suck now. And I see all the new things. It's like, okay, no, I love games.
This has restored my faith in gaming. Until the games actually come out.
Until they come out.
So this year, I have kind of denoted my hype for the games with what I'm going to call the patented Victor Von Frankenstein erectometer, which will describe my hype for the games in terms of
I
how
can get hard for that.
Aroused and titillated they tend to make my sense of excitement, if you will. So I think we're not necessarily going to do these in the order they arrived. We kind of decided we're going to start with Bethesda this year. So, we will we'll start open with that. So the first thing I kind of wanted to note about this year's E3 is, I think you mentioned it, we maybe weren't the most thrilled overall with everything.
No, I have, if this year, I have a few that I am really looking forward to, but for the most part, I'm kind of just like, meh, but I wasn't really too excited until I saw... There's maybe 5 games that I'm really excited for.
There's a few. I think I got a little more. I think I got maybe 8 out of this that you'll see when we get to.
I know. That's just rough off my head. I don't.
But yeah, somewhere around there. And I will note that I did not catch the Nintendo or the PC gaming ones because I normally skip Nintendo because honestly I've always hated their presentations in the past. And PC gaming I just kind of glossed because I
did the same. I love Day 9 but I just kind of skipped through because a lot of the time. The games on the PC gaming show are I don't know, they're not the greatest looking games. They're not anything I'm really interested in.
Yeah, and even if they are interesting, you have to see the gameplay when they come out. You can't see it from a preview. The other thing is there's so many games for PC every year.
Yeah.
There's no point in getting into them. Whereas when each company says, okay, this is the best we want you to see, this is what we think you should be hyped about, you get 3 or 4 good ones. The PC one is just whatever random people they called and said they would show up that year.
Oh yeah, it's just there's a few kind of studios that are there almost every year. Yeah. And then for the most part, it's just you guys are making a game for that's only on PC, or it might be on even on all platforms. Yeah. But yeah, they just show it for PC. There's never really anything that's just breathtaking in the PC show.
Exactly, and what they say might be big might be the biggest snoozer of the year. Meanwhile, some indie game that turns out to be fantastic never gets featured. So I usually just kind of gloss that. But anyway.
Yeah. I did watch Nintendo. So.
Okay, well, we'll comment briefly on that. I can kind of probably... I did get spoiled with the highlights a bit, but I could probably guess what was going to be at Nintendo before having to actually watch the Nintendo
Oh, yeah,
one.
no, you can definitely.
Anyway, so we're going to start with Bethesda. So I thought that first thing, they, of course, opened up with a little bit of corporate back-scratching, which is the usual kind of thing.
I skipped a lot of the bullshit.
I tend to do the same.
I didn't watch them live because I was away.
Same, I don't generally watch them live.
I usually like to try to watch them live, but I kind of press the arrow keys a lot. Just to, I don't know, for some reason, this year I just don't, I don't know, I'm starting to not like Bethesda.
Okay.
And I have really no reason why.
Well, I think I'll put it this way. I like Bethesda's games a lot, as for those of you who are not sitting in this room and seeing the giant Nuka-Cola and Doom poster sitting on my wall beside my PC here. I tend to like their games. I
hate Todd Howard.
Okay, well, we'll get into Todd. I will say one thing I was impressed with him this year, though, is that he was gloriously self-aware.
Yes, that was true. He actually, we'll get to that part.
We'll get to that.
But some faith was renewed.
Yes, but I think it's possible that at this point even Todd Howard hates Todd Howard. Yeah. But anyway, so moving on. So the first game we opened with was Rage 2. I like the original Rage.
Yeah, I played the original. It was It was fun, but it was short.
It was short.
No replay value.
Very high on style, not a lot of substance.
The
very cool stuff.
multiplayer was pretty lackluster.
Yeah, same. Though honestly,
just, like,
it's
car battles. Was it?
Yeah, it was basically just car battles. Yeah. But anyway, the first thing I will say is the giant what the fuck opening. Andrew WK. I like Andrew WK as much as the next guy, but what the fuck? Like, if you're going to have someone promote your game... Though I did find out something kind of funny. I actually looked this up because I was curious. That song he opened with was not created for that.
Oh.
That's actually a song from one of his albums in 2012. Yeah. Because I thought they just said, oh yeah, we're going to fucking have Andrew WK come out and play... No. That You're Now Gonna Die thing, that's all actually from one of his actual albums in 2012. So I guess maybe it makes sense to have him as your mascot for that. But, yeah, that's pretty much what I thought. So I was impressed. They got right into some gameplay with it.
Yeah.
Which is good. I will say that I was impressed with some of the studios. We'll get to them as we get to them. There was a little more gameplay in this year, I think, than in previous years.
There was some... I found like there was not that much gameplay in some of them. A lot of them were just like straight up CGI trailers. Yeah. But
I will say the gameplay that was in the games for almost universally across the board was very scripted. Obviously, it was not just even the ones that were supposedly people sitting there and playing obviously weren't.
I never believe it. Like if their game is how far along that they are, it would be almost dumb to play it live because there could be huge game-breaking bugs and glitches, and you don't really want that to happen at E3.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want that to happen at E3.
That's why, like, a lot of games, if they do show them at E3, they show them closed doors, so that if anything does happen, people don't jump on it and make it, start memeing it, and everyone thinks the game's gonna be bad.
Though I will say, I also did not watch any of the extended ones. I know just about everyone had an extended, 8-hour... experience.
Yeah, I was looking through Twitch, and I was just like, I'm not watching 8 hours of this.
Yeah, exactly.
And then, the first 45 minutes is just an intro. I'm like, can you please go back and just, edit your video?
Yeah, exactly.
Take this wait time off.
Yeah.
And then it's just, a bunch of people sitting around a table, just, circle jerking about everything.
Yeah, there was a lot of circle jerking going on. But anyway, back to Rage 2. The gameplay looked pretty neat from what I saw. I mean, again, obviously, it's a showcase of what they think are the best parts. Did you ever play Bulletstorm?
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit. So some of the gameplay they had kind of reminded me of that, where you're throwing people up in the air and shooting them out of the air, and maybe a little bit of Bioshock kind of in there as well with the powers and stuff. Man, will I say, holy fuck, is the fucking guy, the character that they've got, is like a fucking teenage edgelord on steroids.
Yeah.
Like, this guy's like, whoa, man, looks like I'm getting an upgrade. I was raised in this shitty wasteland, and my family is dead. You expect him to start talking like Batman at any minute. Like, that guy was just over the fucking top. I will say, though, the game looks, if they can make it like the first, but maybe a little more substance to it this time, I think I am looking forward to this.
When I heard Rage 2 was coming out, I was like, why?
Yeah.
And then I saw it, and I was just like, you know what? I wrote on my paper, when one note is just, it says DK, means don't care.
Don't care.
I don't know why, it should be a C, actually. DC.
I was about to say,
I was like, why did I do that? I'm just retarded.
Mortal Kombat.
I use Mortal Kombat letters. But, or Donkey Kong. That's what I thought, why did I write Donkey Kong on here? It's the right one. But, I don't know, I'm not really into it. I probably won't get it. I don't know.
I'll probably play it. It really depends. Like I said, I really enjoyed what little of the first game there was. But there wasn't enough to it. It was like a snack or an appetizer.
Yeah,
so if this is the main course,
fun with the first one a little bit, but then, I don't know, there's too many other things that I don't want to put the time into this game that I would put into other things.
And that sounds pretty fair. So anyway, my hype level on the Erectometer, I pitched a 10. Not anything raging there, but
I'm soft.
You're soft? Okay, we're still soft. Okay. Well, moving on. Next one
next one they showed was Elder Scrolls Legends.
Yeah, a little bit of expansions for that. Look, I played this one back in the beta. I don't play anymore. I haven't played in quite some time. It's terrible.
I've never played. I saw, was it 2 or 3 years ago where they announced it?
Yeah.
And I looked at it, it's like, Hearthstone's better than it, Gwent's better than it. And then they said it's going to be like another year before it's fully released.
Yeah.
Which I guess, to be fair, like, it's going to be, October until Gwent's fully released?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just wrote who cares? Like, it's just another shitty card game.
Pretty much.
They're trying to cash in on.
I mean,
and I think they're just too behind to...
Same thing.
Like, I've heard no one ever talk about it.
Yeah, and what is talked about it was not in a good light that people have talked. So yeah, it's cool that for people who do enjoy it, that it's coming to more systems. But this trailer did not convince me to try it again, get back into anything. I put hype
kind of hit the arrows a bit. I saw what it was. It was like skip.
Yeah.
Watch a couple seconds. Yeah, no, it looks terrible. Next.
Yeah. So my hype level for this was just walked in on your grandparents. That's how soft I am over this one.
Okay. Yeah. Also, I just chopped my dick off.
Just chopped it right off. Okay, it's that bad.
Yeah.
That bad.
That's. I don't even want to be soft about it. I don't even want to have a dick for that one.
Fair enough. I'm tempted to insert a Caitlyn Jenner joke here, but we'll leave that one alone. Moving on to the Elder Scrolls Online. They opened up with this huge corporate back scratching thing, kind of about how many people.
You're not playing Elder Scrolls Online. Like, we have so many people playing Elder Scrolls Online, but
yeah,
I did buy it on Xbox and it was on sale for like $15.
Yeah,
and I had two other buddies I was playing with. I don't even think we might have played for an hour, half an hour, and we're just like. No, we're good, and then we're like, we'll play again like some other time, and we've never gone back to it.
That was almost exactly what happened to me. Same thing. I bought it on sale because a friend, and this was back, I believe it was originally a paid service, and now it's free to play. I got it when it was a paid service, and you get you get to play for free, I think for 30 days or something. I think I played for 2 days with the friend who had gotten me into it, and I was just like, why the fuck are you playing this? Yeah. Like, there are a dozen free Korean MMOs that are more fun than this game. Why are we playing this game?
Like, every time I see like a new expansion for it, I'm like, oh, that looks really cool. Then I'm like, oh yeah, I don't like that game.
I don't like that game.
Like, it's like they're supporting it. It seems like a lot of people play it, but like, I hope they're not counting me as just buying the game that I'm still apparently playing it. Like, I would love to challenge their numbers.
We were one of those X million players who bought it on a Steam sale or something and has never played it again. And the video, I actually thought too, was very unimpressive. It did not I didn't look at this one and say, man, that looks really cool. I was just like, actually, for an Elder Scrolls product, like, that actually kind of looked meh.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Some of the ones in the past have been cool, but it's just not for me. I just don't feel like playing an MMO right now.
Same. And if I were going to play an MMO, that would not be the one I'd play.
No. Honestly, I don't even know what would be the MMO I would want to play, but not that one.
Well, I might get into that a little later. Not in the Bethesda, but there are a couple of... there was at least one MMO that looked good, which will most likely disappoint. But we'll get to that later. So for this one, I'm just straight up flaccid. Just hanging loose, not particularly caring. So now we're getting into ones that maybe I might care a little bit more about. Next up, they had, to the surprise of no one, a sequel to Doom, which is a sequel to a sequel to a sequel to a sequel. But yeah, strong trailer, awesome music, sounds very much like the soundtrack. I love the music in Doom. Yeah, like I have not listened to a video game soundtrack since like the old. I used to listen to like the Japanese RPG soundtracks back in the day. Doom, the new one, 2016, was the first soundtrack I actually sat and listened to playing other games. In like 15 years, like that. My
go-tos
absolutely fantastic.
For listening, if I want to like kind of just listen to something fun at work, I'll listen to the Doom 2016 soundtrack. Or the Donkey Kong Country 2 soundtrack.
There you go.
Those are my two go-to game soundtracks.
I actually, the minute you said that, the main theme, like the main jungle theme from Donkey Kong, just popped into my head.
It's just fun.
It is
I like
iconic.
Funky Kong's song. It's really good. But yeah. Anyways, it's Doom. I'll get it. I probably won't get it at full price. I'll probably wait for a Steam sale eventually on it. Like, I'm excited for it. It's gonna be really fun.
I mean, Doom, the 2016 Doom revived the first-person shooter for me. Not in the multiplayer sense, because I actually thought the multiplayer for it was garbage.
The multiplayer was pure trash.
And it was kind of funny, because you can tell, based on the way they had their DLC plans and stuff, they had expected the single-player to be an afterthought. And everyone wanted to get into the multiplayer. Right, because they never released any single-player DLC, except for the arcade mode later on. But like, they had, I think, 4 DLCs that were paid. Every single one was multiplayer.
Yeah.
Because they had figured, everyone's going to love the multiplayer. It's going to be great.
I don't know who on their team thought that the multiplayer was going to be good. Like, it had its moments when someone would turn into, like, a crazy big demon and then they'd kill everyone. But, like, other than that...
honestly, the novelty wore fast.
No.
But, man,
there was just so many other good multiplayer shooters out at the time, too.
Yeah.
That it should have just stuck to being a really good single-player experience.
It was, and what I will say is this. I am very pleased that the fact that the multiplayer sucked did not detract from the fantastic single-player experience.
Oh, yeah.
And I really hope they take the same tack. Like, if for some reason any of the level designers or anything like that quit, or you laid them off after the first one, fucking hire them back. Like, right now. Everyone who was on the previous team, bring them back. They advertised twice as many demons, I think. A whole bunch of, what else did I note on here? Yeah, need more, stronger demons, more demons. Again, they didn't actually put a lot of substance to this one, I should note.
No, I didn't.
But,
there wasn't really much that I was like, okay, yeah, cool, there's a lot of information here. But, no,
even
I'll
if they just say,
just tell me there's a Doom, I'll get it eventually.
More of the same, as with just added in. I'm happy with that. But again, not a lot of substance. So my hypometer on this, I've got some gentle stirrings. We're not there yet, but I think as the year progresses and more gameplay trailers and stuff come out, we're gonna get there.
I would say I'm about the same on that one. Not like in any kind of huge rager to get it.
Yeah.
But it will definitely be one I would pick up at
unless
some point.
they absolutely drop the fucking bomb. There is no way I will not own this game at some point in the future. Yeah. So moving on from Doom to another first-person shooter, which we probably aren't technically legally allowed to talk about.
Are we allowed to talk about that one yet?
I don't know. I don't think we were ever...
Let's just say we're still under NDA because I really don't care.
Yeah, pretty much. Look, I'll go past that, and if Bethesda wants to come out and sue me for this, fine. The fucking closed beta sucked. I expect the game is going to kind of suck. It basically took Doom's multiplayer and, it was really generic. Yeah, it's fast. If you really want a fast, twitchy shooter, great. Otherwise, I don't care. I played the beta. I have no desire to ever play it again.
Yeah, no, I saw a thing. It's like, free weekend. I'm like, I don't feel like downloading it to play it because it's garbage.
And the fact that it's still in early access...
It's been a while.
It's for a AAA game. Like, this is not some indie studio with 4 guys and the game's going to be in early access for 3 years. Because I think it was 2 years ago, I think, when we played the beta.
Yeah, and I don't want to shit on the developer too much, but it's like your levels aren't that impressive. You could just take any level from any of your other games.
You could have literally taken the levels from the Doom single player campaign and just made them into multiplayer maps.
I don't know what their holdup is, and they have a variety of characters, but none of them I really fell in love with or thought they were that great, and the progression, even in the beta, to unlock new characters was just trash.
Yeah, it was absolutely trash.
It's like, I gotta be stuck playing this shitty class for forever, so...
Yeah.
It seems like it was just another thing, almost like the Elder Scrolls Legends. It's just another... they're just jumping on the hero shooter bandwagon, but
pretty
again,
much.
They've dropped the ball. I don't know what they're doing with... they're trying to do similar things with other games. They're trying to ride off the success of other games with these 2 ones in particular, but they're just not getting them out fast enough. It's if in 4 years they do Quake Battle Royale,
exactly. Well, we'll get into Battle Royale later.
Yeah, so
there's been a
any
few
Battle Royale games in here? No.
I don't think Bethesda.
Okay.
Well,
No.
there's one that maybe suggested hints of it, but we'll get to that after. But yeah, anyway, this is basically we wanted to make our version of Overwatch. It's on crack or steroids or whatever, so it's 3 times as fast.
Yeah.
But the game just doesn't play that great. But anyway, I think we've already devoted more lip service to that one.
No,
I think
it's
it
got more
deserves
than
to be
needs.
frank and honest. So moving on, big DLC stuff for Prey. I enjoyed Prey quite a bit. I won't lie, I never actually finished it just because I got really annoyed with certain points of it where I got tired of playing the same thing 12 times because I'd set up some kind of elaborate thing with my kind of traps and turrets to get these things come, and then the fucking thing would not go the way I wanted it to go. And then
I did the same. I played through. I had fun with the parts that I played, but I didn't actually finish the game because I don't know. Eventually, I was just like, you know what? I had fun. I played a bunch of it. Yeah. I didn't really. I don't know. I just never went. I tried to go back to it because I was like, I should beat this game, but I never did. So I DLC looks cool, but
it looks cool. I mean, what's in it?
I probably won't play it because I didn't play the rest of the games. So
well, I'm going to be honest. First of all, the new game plus, they made a thing about it. I don't give a shit because I never finished the game. Survival mode, whatever. I actually like that randomized DLC effect. I actually think it may be more enjoyable than the base game. Looking at it, to be honest, like I'm more having played the base game, and then they said, okay, we've now got a randomized mode. And also that kind of hide-and-seek mode that they were playing. That actually seems like that will be more fun to me than playing the base game itself. So that's kind of where I'm at. My hype level on this one is I wouldn't want to walk around in track pants. It might be something visible that'd be a little embarrassing at that point. Yeah, but that's about it. If you like Prey, you're probably going to play it. Again, I'm not going to pay full price for this one, I don't think. I think I'll probably wait till it goes on sale, but I think I probably will play it at some point.
I probably won't.
Fair enough?
I don't think
and Prey's one of those things. It was good. I don't feel like I wasted money on it, but I don't think there'd be a huge more investment.
The mechanics in that game, like I liked having the Nerf gun to be able to shoot in and hit switches, and then building like ramps and stuff with the goo gun. The crafting was fun. Like the whole game was fun, but I can't get back into it now.
It's almost like there was, some games we complain there's too little of it. There's almost too much of Prey, and that's why I actually think I like this, is because it changes it a bit. But anyway, shall we move on?
Yeah, let's move on. So
we got Wolfenstein Youngblood. So, I thought the New Order was the first one in this series.
Yeah, New Order
was excellent. I thought the New Colossus was meh. I didn't think it was a bad game, but I didn't think it was lived up to the previous. I mean, killing Nazis is always fun. I mean, you can't go wrong if you say, look, I want to make a game. What are we going to have as our bad guys? Well, let's kill some Nazis. Like, finding a creative way to do that is always good. And they made a big deal about the fact that it's coming to the Switch, which I thought was hilarious. It's like Wolfenstein on the Switch. Doesn't really seem like a Nintendo kind of property to me. It's a co-op game. Did anyone ever play the Wolfenstein games and say, I really want to do this co-op? I don't think anyone actually did, so I don't know what was out of that.
Well, so I didn't actually finish the last one because my friend bought it on that I share Xbox with, right? So he bought it on that, but that was this exact same time I switched over to pretty much only playing on PC now. Yeah. And then I didn't want to buy it again on PC.
It's not worth it.
Yeah, like I think I only played like the first little bit on Xbox.
Yep.
So then I'm like, oh, okay, I guess was it Anya or what's the lady's name? I forget, I don't know. But I guess she had twins, so I was like, okay. The babies came out. Another game.
Yeah, the thickest accents I've ever heard, and made it sound like they spell Youngblood with a J. Like I don't know what the fuck was over that. I just put a note in here. Voice acting is fucking cringe. I think is what I had, and that pretty much sums up my thought about that. I do not think if the twins are the main characters, I do not think I will be able to play through a whole game with them talking without me like fucking muting the voices or something, because that was just bad. So my hype level for this one was taking a walk outside in the wintertime. Not particularly hyped.
Not very hyped for it either.
Yep.
No, just not into it.
Yep. So they had a quick drop into some VR stuff. The Prey Typhon Hunter one, that kind of 5 versus 1 where players are playing the mimics. In VR, that actually sounds like a fun idea.
Yeah.
I think that would be pretty cool.
I haven't played VR in so long. I don't even know if my VR
I was going to say, we're still at the stage where we haven't plugged it back in to see if it works.
Does it work? It might not work.
It might not work.
And there's too much junk from my one room that it's clogging up the other ones. So
we'll figure that out eventually.
We'll figure that out sometime in time.
And then I think they had a Wolfenstein Cyber Pilot or something in VR. Also looked kind of neat. But again, I'm glad that I think the VR craze is starting to level off. And now instead of people just being like, let's pump some shit out for VR, now they're actually thinking, what would actually be a fun thing to play in VR?
Yeah.
Instead of just saying, oh,
Make it VR.
Make it VR, exactly. So now moving on to the proverbial elephant in the room, that I actually have a page and a half of notes about this next one. Let's move on to the new Fallout 76.
What do you think about this?
Well, I have a lot of things. So first, let's talk about Todd. Because he was kind of the centerpiece of this. Like I said, I
hate Todd Howard.
I think Todd Howard has grown tired of Todd Howard at this point. Because I will say he did come out and he that very special edition Skyrim
very special
that
edition.
Was actually
I was
really
actually
fun.
losing my mind on that. Like when playing Skyrim on Alexa and then like also on like
on
LG fridges and stuff, and I was like, okay, yeah, Todd, like this is what you want. So he obviously knows like what he's doing.
Exactly. So I think, don't get me wrong, I like his games in general a lot. And I actually did a little reading on him because I was curious. And apparently he's actually been the creative force behind games for a lot longer than most people realized before he was in the public eye. So I will give him credit, but he needs to stop being Todd Howard in public. Yeah. I don't know how else to describe it. Like I said, I like the guy. I would probably want to chill with him for like a half hour and game with him at some point, and then we'd just be like, go fucking home, Todd. We've had enough.
Or like, so when he announced like the special edition, he's like, and the fucking map glows in the dark.
It glows in the fucking dark.
I'm like, cool, man. Like, that's really cool. I've always wanted a glow in the dark map. Yeah, like.
I almost wonder if he was like.
He's like, we need to have a swear in the press conference to be edgy like Ubisoft.
Yeah, or I wonder if even he was not involved in that, and like the press corp was like, okay, we've got a map for the special edition. He's like, cool. And then they're just like, we made it glow in the dark. He's like, seriously, you made it glow in the fucking dark. Now I have to go out on stage and tell these people that it glows in the fucking dark. But anyway, Fallout 76. I'll talk about how I feel before I get into any of my notes about it. So, I've actually got. What am I doing? It's empty.
Okay,
Don't worry about it.
I don't want it to ruin your keyboard.
No. Empty energy drink that looked like it was going to fall over, but there's nothing in it. So I'm going to kind of go through this actually because I made a note halfway through about how I felt as the presentation went on and continued. Right. So first of all, new Fallout. I was like, oh, fucking cool. I love Fallout. Like I said, there's a Nuka-Cola poster not 2 feet from me where I'm sitting.
I heard Fallout 76 is coming out. I was like, you know what? I fucking hate Fallout now. I didn't like the last one. I don't care about Fallout anymore. So I was like, okay, I'm just like, all right, change my mind on Fallout.
Okay. And I will add, I think Fallout 4 was the worst of the fucking series by far. So I
didn't want crafting. I hated the crafting.
Fair enough. It seemed like a great idea because it seemed like it fit into the Fallout universe so well. And I was like, you know what? Maybe guys who design the guns professionally and do the modeling and stuff, let them design the guns, and I won't fucking design guns in the game.
Yeah, but I don't mind like the making guns and shit, but the whole building fortresses and stuff, and having all the settlements and shit.
Yeah,
and,
they put too much time into that, not enough time into the actual events.
I didn't even end up finishing it because I was just like, you know what, I don't care.
Yeah. So that being said, let's stop shitting on the previous one. Move back to the new one. So when they said it was the biggest Fallout yet, 4 times the size of the previous, that got me a little bit amped up. So then we're moving through. First thing I said to myself was the odds of it looking as good as they make it look in here in the final product, without having a $10,000 fucking computer to play it on, are pretty much infinitely small.
10K PC boys.
Yeah. The trailer. I thought the trailer looked good. Just the actual teaser they had first. And then that kind of thing where you mentioned that there's going to be 6 regions, which I thought was interesting. So I'm wondering if it's going to be open world in kind of the same way Witcher 3 was, where there are discrete, different open worlds. He didn't really get into what he meant on that. And
I like that they were talking about how they were going to add the folklore and monsters of West Virginia.
Yeah,
too.
I thought that
was really cool.
That was a really neat idea. And so I think the premise was really cool. And at this point, the erectometer was just about, couldn't get any more erect. And then he said each character is a real person and it's exclusively online. Yes. And it was like completely deflated. I was just like, you know what? I literally put it here. Turned my raging heart on into mush was what I put it. It was like, fuck that.
Yeah, so I already kind of didn't. I was already kind of not caring, and then I heard that. I'm like, oh, so it's just Fallout Rust.
Yeah, I actually have that note in here. It's just like open world survival. Will this be like Rust?
Yeah,
this
literally in my notes. Yeah, cool Fallout, and then it's like, so then I saw a meme yesterday that was like, what's the first game? Find your father. Second game, or like the last one, find your son.
Yeah.
This one, find the nuclear code so you can kill XX pussy destroyer. XX.
Yeah, exactly. I'm pretty much what it comes down to.
But like the whole like finding the nuke code thing's kind of cool, and then you nuke the map, and then it kind of creates like a world event. Is interesting, but
I think that's going to be fun for exactly 5 minutes because I don't. Did you play Age of Conan Exiles?
I did.
Okay,
yeah.
So,
my buddy and Brody and I, we played a bunch of that
right.
game,
So,
and then we're having fun. We met a guy. We're building a little base, and then these 3 assholes come that are just super aggro, and then just murdered us and destroyed all our stuff. Right. And it's like, oh, okay. Cool.
Well, the way I look at it is, did anyone actually like the part in that game where you summon the Elder God to fuck up everyone else's shit? The answer is no. So I
never got that far.
Never got that far. Oh, I've had it happen to me. I've never gotten anywhere close to fucking do it myself. But the point is that this whole nuking the other players and shit, like, if that was like a map mode, like it's like, okay, we've got a 32 versus 32 map. The idea is to get the codes and do this. But the idea of a Fallout game where someone can just fuck all of your shit up at any point.
Well, see, I already hate the building aspect of Fallout.
Yeah.
So now that I can build, plus probably just lose everything all the time, don't care. Like, don't want it. Probably won't get it.
Yeah. So anyway, a couple notes on the things that I did think were interesting. The fact that you said death doesn't mean any loss of progression. That's interesting, but at what point then why does it matter if you fucking die?
Yeah, so like if I have power armor and I die, do I just respawn with my power armor back
exactly.
on? Like,
or how
so
does
then
that
you
work?
get to a point where everyone's
in power armor, fucking nuking each other and whatever. Who knows?
Everyone's got fat mans and
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
So the so I like the fact you said you're never going to see a server screen. I like the concept. He says a wide open world with very few rules. The odds of being actually able to implement that, I don't know if that's possible, but we'll find out. What else do we have? I put in all the assholery of Dark Souls with nukes by the look of it because it looks like the multiplayer. He says, oh, everyone's going to team up. You know as well as I do, it's going to be exclusively for fucking griefing.
Oh, yeah.
Like anyone who's played Rust or Age of Conan or any of those other survival games where you've got servers like that, no one fucking works together. No. You know, I mean, occasionally you get people who work together for a while, and then...
Unless you know everyone, like, on your server and, like, actually work together, and then every once in a while... Like, I was on one Conan server where everyone was pretty chill, and then everyone, like, on every Saturday it would be like, okay, everyone's allowed to, like... get with your groups and attack everyone.
Yeah.
So it's like Saturdays were for that. Like the rest of the time, it's mainly just building, or you could go have little skirmishes. But base attacking was pretty much off limits.
Yeah, and again, that would be great if that works out that way. But I don't think it's going to. I love the idea of a new Fallout world. I mean, the graphics look fine. The gameplay looks like they just took out. And the gameplay of Fallout 4 wasn't bad. It was mostly the fucking tangential things that really they spend too much time on. But I really think this is going to be... It takes the worst aspects of multiplayer and throws them into Fallout. I would love a Fallout game where you can take... You have your single-player campaign, and I would love a multiplayer mode where you can grab that character, maybe go to a location on the map, queue up for multiplayer, and play, okay, a 24 versus 24, 36 versus 36, whatever, and have that, okay, we're trying to find and explore ruins as a team and get the codes to the nuke and launch the nuke at the enemy base.
Well, and I don't even think Fallout's that great of a shooter to even want to, like... actually
with
shoot
multiplayer, like, how are you going to do VATS? That's half the fun of it,
VATS
right?
won't be a thing.
VATS won't be a thing.
And, I always pretty much use VATS because I think the shooting sucks in that. It doesn't handle well.
It's not a great shoot, so I don't know.
You're kind of meant to use VATS, so it's more...
That's half the fun of the game.
Yeah, it's like, okay.
So he said, however, the one thing that gave me hope, and this is, like I said, what kind of brought that back up from being completely flaccid, was the fact that he said that you can play the whole game on your own if you want to. And that's exactly what I'm probably going to fucking do. I'm probably going to log into multiplayer, be like, you know what? This is fucking awful. I don't want to play Fallout multiplayer. So, back to single player we go. And if there's an enjoyable campaign to go along with it...
Like, I wouldn't mind co-op mode in Fallout. Because he was like, people are always like, they want to have the Fallout experience and experience with other people. It's like, well, not that many people. Like, not that many. And
not in the way that you've presented it. You know what I mean?
Like, I wouldn't mind walking around together and, like, just fucking up a bunch of raiders and stuff, or, like, storming a mutant base.
Have 4 people to fight a death claw or something. Like, that'd be fun. But, like, no one's ever said, you know what I really want? I want to be able to play this with other players who can just nuke the fuck out of my base. Like, no one's fucking said that.
Nah, so Fallout 76, not interested.
Not particularly. This is a big And normally I buy every Fallout game, and I pre-order. I should note that, did you see the pre-order edition with the whole fucking helmet and shit?
I kind of want to pre-order because I want the helmet.
Well, you're too late. It was sold out 10 minutes after it was announced. Some guy apparently a whole hour after it was announced found it at Walmart, posted that on Twitter, and now everyone pre-ordered at a Walmart as well. And I'll bet you Walmart has 10,000 more pre-orders they can possibly fulfill. But that's an entire other story. Anyway, so release date is November 14th. This year. I put good luck after that because I got a funny feeling that that's going to be like an early access or a beta kind of thing. Yeah. Buggy mess.
I feel like this game is another thing where they're just kind of jumping on a genre a little late. And
yeah, it feels like
it's not going to work the way they want it to.
Exactly. Mind you, with that being said, let's move into their next announcement, which was Fallout Shelter is now coming to new systems. Hooray for that. I mean, we both played it.
I played it a little bit. I haven't played it in a long time.
Pretty much. Well, we both played it when it came out. But here's the thing. That announcement that it had been played by something like 100 million players, more than all their other games combined, well, this was another example of them just jumping on the fucking bandwagon and then becoming top of the world. So maybe this is why. Maybe they said, you know what? Fallout Shelter made more than all of our other games. We got to put some multiplayer into Fallout, the main series, to try and get that. If you haven't played it and you've got one of the systems that it's coming out on, it's a fun game. I'd say you'd probably get 2 days worth of entertainment out of it, probably.
Yeah, after that, it just kind of gets a little grindy.
Yeah, but if you're one of those people who likes to have those games, be quiet, cat. You're one of those people who likes to have those games. Pardon that, my cat came in. That you like to kill a half hour or 20 minutes a day while you're waiting for a bus or on your way to work. It's okay for that sort of thing, but it's really nothing special in that.
Yeah. I didn't even write it down on my sheet because I just like, okay,
yeah,
whatever. Shelter. That's an old thing. It's a
yep.
Then what was the thing they announced a new IP, Starfield?
Well, before we get into that, real quick, Elder Scrolls Blades. What do you think of the look of it?
Oh, yeah, I just skipped. I saw what it was. I'm like, oh, that looks retarded.
Hot fucking garbage. Yeah, absolutely, like, 100%.
Oh, they made an Elder Scroll. Yeah, I didn't write it on my paper. That's how much I cared about it.
I put in. This is a just walked in on mom and dad hype level. Yeah. Not quite grandma and grandpa, but mom and dad. It was just
like, when they first showed it, before I saw his mobile game, I'm like, whoa.
Oh, sorry, Gapper just got ambushed by a cat. Don't worry, she'll just sit there if you let her.
Yeah, so
sorry about that.
But never done that to me before. But yeah, no, I first saw it, I was like, oh, it's gonna be like a battle arena, like one-on-one arena thing. And I'm like, okay, yeah, cool, like I'd play that. And then it's like, oh, it's on phones.
Yeah, and then you see the combat and it's like tap, sword swing, tap, sword swing. I'm just like,
and it's gonna be on all the VR. I'm like, I don't care. Like, looks like garbage.
Looks like garbage. I'm not gonna play it. But anyway, Starfield. Yeah, they're making Starfield. That's about as much information as they fucking gave out.
A little circle came on the screen and it said Starfield. It's like, okay, cool.
I mean, cool on them, but apparently it's their first new original IP in 25 years. I mean,
I was surprised by that. I'm like, oh,
well, they've been releasing the same game for the last 10 years, so why make a new IP? Yeah. But yeah, great. And then, of course, what everyone was probably looking forward to, the whole fucking thing, was the 30-second landscape trailer that just said Elder Scrolls 6. Well, that's everyone. And so for that, I put specifically the hype level for that is just giant blue balls. Okay, it exists.
On that one, I was like, I'll get it when it comes out the fourth time. That's what my feeling is on that one.
Yeah, once the very special edition of whatever
I'll get the Alexa version of the next Elder Scrolls.
Elder Scrolls 6.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, overall with the Bethesda, I just kind of don't care about their games anymore.
Yeah. Well, here's kind of what I put down as my notes. I put they had a B+ for presentation because I actually thought their presentation was pretty well done. There was not a ton of corporate speak and shit.
That's true.
There was lots of trailers, lots of gameplay. The talk was about the games. As we'll probably get to in some of the other conferences where fucking people are puffing on each other's dick and stuff. Like, they weren't talking about they thanked their development team at the beginning, nice stuff, and then it was all about the games because that's what people are there for,
Yeah.
We don't give a shit about who your developers are and stuff unless they're going to come out and talk to us about the games.
Yeah.
So I give them that.
I hate that when they're like, oh, like this is our team and like we care. This is my feelings and this and that. It's like, I don't care about your feelings or your...
Unless it somehow relates
like,
to the game. Like,
give me gameplay and trailers.
Exactly. Or again, if you want to come out and talk about how I have severe crippling depression, and that's why this character has crippling depression, fine. But at least it's related to the game.
Okay.
But anyway, so overall, I thought good presentation, but the games I'm not super hyped up about, even though, like, apart from maybe Doom. Doom I'm amped about because I fucking love
Doom, I'll get it eventually.
Yeah.
Fallout 76 probably won't.
I'd
like to see what Starfield is, but in Elder Scrolls, was it 6, I guess?
Yeah. We'll tell you when we know what the fuck it's about.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I bet
let me know in a couple of years.
Exactly. I'll bet you I'll end up playing Fallout 76 when it comes on sale or something like that, you know what I mean? And I think that brings us to the end of Bethesda. My final note was for those who are interested in trying the Fallout 76 beta, you can sign up at Bethesda.net. I did actually sign up. I don't know if I'll be selected or whether it's everyone who signs up gets in.
I don't sign up for Bethesda betas anymore since they juked me on the... they're like, yeah, we'll let you know in 48 hours. 6 months later, they let me know if I was in the beta or not. So
Fair enough.
I'm not signing up for their stupid
Fair enough.
beta.
So what do you have next?
I think the one I watched after that was like EA.
I actually have EA up next, so why don't we go straight into EA?
Right.
Let's begin with the fact that I generally have a great deal of contempt for EA for two reasons. One is the reason that pretty much everyone dislikes EA for, and that is the fact that they have a tendency to buy up exciting and interesting studios, turn them into corporate whitewashed
back and shoot
games, and then when those games that they fuck up don't sell, they get taken out back to the I don't even know what you want to call it, the mass grave of developers. You know, it's like a Stalin-esque, you failed me, comrade. You go out back and boom in the back of the head.
And I feel like they probably just like every studio they pick up, they've picked them up because they had a really good game. But then they put all their probably corporate bullshit, try to add all their like microtransactions, whatever else bullshit into it.
Yeah.
And then it ruins the game, and they probably don't give them the budget and the money they want or the time. I think that's the probably big problem with them.
I think it's the time, and I think it is again we've put this feature in the game. Let's run it by our corporate committee and a focus group and everything else. So that's the first reason. The second is I just don't like some of their corporate practices in general.
Yeah.
But I don't like that to color my games because, to be honest, if a game is good and it happens to have microtransactions, unless it's a severe pay-to-win, I'll still play the game. You know what I mean?
The thing with the EA conference, I feel like if I was a shareholder, this is my conference, not as a gamer.
Yeah, that's not a bad way to describe it.
It really feels like they're talking to their shareholders.
Yeah, it really did feel like that, and it was almost one of those things being like, hey, shareholders, this is what you said at the last corporate, shareholders, stockholders meeting.
Yeah.
You know, look at this, we've put it in. So why don't we get into that? We started off with...
so after their conference, I checked out their stock price.
Yeah.
And man, their stock's insane.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like, if you had bought it during the crash, it was like $19 a share, and now it's up to like $150 or something. It's like ridiculous. Like...
So still not big.
And it's recovered quite well from the Star Wars Battlefront 2 fiasco as well.
Which is interesting. It would have been interesting to buy some.
And I saw people like, I don't know, like stock firms were like, oh, like buy now because Battlefield Royale is gonna like drive their stock price up. So
we'll get into that right now actually because their big opening reveal was Battlefield 5,
which I think was pretty lackluster as a reveal. Like, they didn't really show a whole lot.
No,
they showed some cool destruction.
Yeah.
And I like the tanks, and I like the guns. I like I like the whole atmosphere.
The atmosphere looks good.
World War II genre.
Yeah.
I want a World War II game.
Yeah. This doesn't actually look like a World War II game, though. I think it looks like a very fun game. I don't know if it looks like a World War II game.
I don't know. It has World War II weapons and...
No, this is true. It looked to me a lot like what happened with Battlefield 1, which is where you basically ended up with, it's set in the World War I setting, and graphically it's World War I, but the weapons were just reskins from Battlefield 3 and 4, you know what I mean? And this looks like more of the same. That being said, I loved the way, again, I don't know if it'll do this smoothly in the actual game, the tanks going through buildings and shit like that look fucking cool.
I can't wait to just get caught on nothing, though.
Yeah, exactly. You know, there's a little pipe sticking out of the ground and your tank can't roll over it. That'll be barrels of fun. No loot box announcement, which was very rightly applauded.
But they're putting in airdrops, though.
Yes, airdrops. So, we'll see. I mean, again...
it's a loot box is a loot box. If you don't call it a loot box, it's still a loot box.
Yeah, we don't have any loot boxes, but please look at our brand new box of loot program.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And no season pass, so that's cool.
That's cool.
Because the season pass with Battlefield always ruined the player base, because you'd have friends that didn't have it, you'd have friends that have it, and you want to play the new maps, but then your friend that doesn't want to buy it has the old maps, and you're like, well, I don't want to play the old maps. They're kind of crap. Like, I want to play the new ones, and then then it just gets into this big thing trying to convince them to get the pass or wait for like they used to have free weekends in Battlefield 1.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think that's good. It keeps your player base all on even playing field, and then you can sell everyone more airdrops. Yeah,
exactly. A couple other notes. When he came out and says, let's talk about the single-player mode. I'm like, let's not, because no one gives a fuck about the Battlefield single-player mode. There are some games which I think people need to stop whining about not having a single-player mode. This is a multiplayer game. You're not buying it for the single-player mode. I don't give a fuck about the characters. I don't
want the war stories. I want to just be in war.
Yeah. I want to go in and I want to play, 32 versus 32, 64 versus 64, whatever it's going to be. I want to go in. I want to wreck some buildings with tanks. I want to have some fun.
Some airplanes.
Fly some airplanes, all that kind of stuff. And then it's like, we've got some in-game footage, and then the first section was all just footage of cutscenes in the game. I'm like, well, that's a fucking job. But then they did actually have some game footage. It looked cool, but very scripted and composed, and didn't really seem to give any how the game is played. You know what I mean?
It's the grand operation sounds cool. Yeah. Hopefully that ends up being really cool, and I'd love to see how they do the either behemoths or the Levolution like they've done in the past for those. So I'm excited for it. Like, that's probably one of the only things I really cared about for what they showed, but I didn't feel like they showed a whole lot about it, and like I want to get, like, I'll probably get it, but I'm not like really that excited for it, because I don't know what they're going to throw in for bullshit between now and then.
Are you sure you're not excited for the Battle Royale mode?
That is like, I don't care.
Like, honestly, here's the thing. First of all, Last Man Standing has been part of FPS games since forever. You know what I mean? I'm assuming they're planning to make it, PUBG style, where it's like, okay, everyone starts with no gun, you gotta go in, find a gun, and then it's last person standing.
But it sounds like they're gonna have like tanks and stuff, and it's like gonna be a big squad, so it's like, so it's just gonna be a game where everyone starts with nothing, but you're still just playing Battlefield?
Yeah, maybe? It's basically just gonna be, okay, you get no respawns, and otherwise the same game. However, that being said, I would like them to make a fun Battle Royale game, because I don't think they have yet.
I saw a new Battle Royale game today. What is it? Cuisine Royale. It looks really good. But I would like to see maybe a game that I can like.
Yeah.
Because I like Battlefield.
I do like the Battlefield games
how
overall.
They do the mode, I might, because like, it's not going to be a buggy mess like all the other ones. It's going to have decent graphics.
Yeah.
And the guns should handle well and shoot straight.
Yes.
So I might enjoy that if I can have a game like that.
Building that mode onto an actual game, as opposed to building a game around that mode, I think seems like a wise idea. And to be frank and honest, this is probably the only EA title I can say this of. I'm probably going to get this game anyway. Again, unless it comes out. This is not what I'm going to pre-order, obviously. No. But if it comes out, and unless people shit all over it and it's just terrible, I'm probably going to get the game. So I'll probably give the Battle Royale mode a shot. And it can't really, in my opinion, it can't really get worse than PUBG. I think PUBG filled the niche for a type of game, but the game itself is god-awful. So, anyway.
And it's going to look a lot better, and it's going to probably play a lot better than Fortnite. Yeah. If they think they're going to make a bunch of money off like this Battle Royale mode, though, I feel like they're not, because I guess PUBG, you pay money for it, but it's like half the price of a regular game.
Yeah.
Fortnite's free, and it's killing it. Most Battle Royale games are free.
Yeah.
I don't think people are going to pay $90 for a Battle Royale game.
This is true, but
it has to be really good for them to do it, or it's like a standalone thing that, as long as you have Origin, you can play just that part of it.
Yeah.
That might be a little better for them, because I think a lot of the part of these games is you'll buy more a lot of people. I don't know. I've never bought really many microtransactions in Battle Royale games because I hate them.
Yeah, same.
But I think people would be probably more inclined to pay money on the game if they can get it for free, and they might pay more over time.
Yeah.
But the thing is
if though it ends up just basically amounting to be a multiplayer map mode in a game that we're going to have multiplayer servers for anyway.
And the thing too is, I don't know how
that
much,
was a shrug, by the way. You can't see it on audio.
I don't know how much I would want to get into it, like for buying things in that game, because there's going to be a new one next year. Like, that's the thing is with PUBG and Fortnite, those games are just going to probably just constantly get upgraded. Yeah. It's not going to be like, oh, you lose your whole player base to next year's EA Battle Royale game with whatever.
I'm actually going to add a note to that. I think those two games in particular they've made a shit ton of money, and that's great for their developers. I think they will be the last of that type that's a non-AAA release. I think once AAA studios get on the bandwagon and actually create that type of game, but not buggy as fuck, the guns actually act like guns, the game actually plays like a polished game, I think those two are going to die. And, like, for example, once, if you look at the old style, like, you look at a game like League of Legends or whatever, that came off of another genre. Like, the original Dota was a custom map for Warcraft. That was really big until someone actually made a proper game out of it. And it's not a thing anymore. And I think that's what's going to happen. I think they caught a niche where people want to play that type of game, and especially because it's a very streamable type of game as well. But I think...
And a lot of the Battle Royale games right now were not even intended to be what they are right now, other than PUBG. PUBG was built as that game, but it's terribly built game.
Exactly. So
whereas
I think,
like Fortnite was built as a freaking zombie survival building game.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's not what it is. And I don't think probably most people, you're like, oh hey, like you want to play Fortnite, they're gonna assume Battle Royale, not go build a base and survive against zombies. They probably don't even support that mode anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Why would they?
But I think once there's AAA releases in that field or something like I don't
yeah.
think their Dota or League of Legends has hit yet. I think once it does, they're done and we won't see them again. And it possibly will come around to, okay, now we've got a AAA studio releasing a new Battle Royale or a map pack for Battle. Because, that's the big thing. Like, think of PUBG, the whole big deal when they had a second map. You know what I mean? That was a giant thing. Now you've got a AAA studio and you can release 4 maps every quarter or something. You know what I mean? So I think those, again...
Yeah, I feel like a big studio could really make the genre work. And probably, I guess they could
possibly
take
actually
the market
make
share
it
away
fun
from the other ones.
I think that'll happen. Again, I don't think it's going to be overnight, but I don't think those are games you're going to hear about except as a footnote in history a few years down the road to say those. Much as the same way, if I say, look, Defense Against the Ancients All-Stars, most people don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. If I say League of Legends, everyone knows what the fuck I'm talking about. I think once those hit, these ones are out. But
I'm surprised, though, because like it all started as an Arma mod,
yeah,
and then it was in, H1Z1,
yeah,
and then PUBG and Fortnite, and then everyone's copying it now, and like I just saw there was like a Paladins version of it now, and all like kinds of battle royales. It's such a saturated market right now.
I think like I said,
if one big studio can come in, like it's going to be like an EA or Activision is going to come in and just kill it.
Yeah, I think honestly, if I were going back slightly to Bethesda, I think you could do a Fallout battle royale, not based off of the Fallout series, but just set in that universe with one of Bethesda's many great first-person shooter teams. I think they could pull. Who knows? Maybe they're working on it right now. But
5 years from now, we'll see that at E3.
Mind you, of course, then the problem would be it'd still be a buggy fucking mess.
Yeah,
but it wouldn't be a PUBG level of buggy mess. But anyway, moving on. The hype level on the erectometer for that, I got staring at the Sears catalog underwear models. There's a little bit of something going on there, but not all amped up.
I'll probably pick it up.
But this is one that sooner or later I'll probably get because I do love the series. Randomly straight into FIFA, which I thought I put a big lull here because it just cut right to it right afterwards. I don't play soccer games, so I just
I didn't even write on my list.
I just moved right on, so I just
my next thing on my list is Star Wars.
Okay, so I got Jedi Fallen Order was the one I made a note of.
Yep, Jedi Fallen Order. It was really weird. Like they didn't even like it was just like that producer guy just being like, "Yeah, we have a game. It's a Star Wars game.
Yeah,
and you can use lightsabers.
Yeah,
and I don't know how much I'm supposed to say. It was very weird.
I get the.
You know what I wanted to say? I liked their host, Renee. I think she did a good job.
Yeah,
I
think so too.
She wasn't super cringy like that guy from last year. And I think she did it. I just want to say, I have that at the end because I was like, EA actually had like a decent internet personality host. I think she did a really good job.
I agree. I hope they bring her back next year. I thought that was a good thing. But yeah, I almost feel as if this is one of these cases where they've got someone from the tech team or the design team who has no business speaking in public.
Yeah.
They should have get an intern who doesn't know anything about, because you didn't need to know anything about this game to do it, who knows how to speak in public and have him come out. But
I think the guy was purposely trying to be a little cringy.
Yeah.
Like trying to be like funny, but I don't know, it
just came as cringe to me. It
just came really cringy.
But so it takes place between number 3 and 4. And it's a very dark time. He really emphasized that it is a very dark time. So, holiday 2019 release date. Not enough info to really get excited over. Maybe it's the next...
It's cool, to see a decent, hopefully, Star Wars game.
Yeah, I'd love to see the next... Did you ever play Dark Forces, Jedi Academy, any of those ones? Yeah. Where there's actually fun lightsaber combat in it, so I would love to see that again. That's what I'm hoping for, but I don't want to get too hyped up. So
I can't get it really that hyped about EA games because I know they're going to try to ruin them because they're just trying to milk that Star Wars license.
Yeah, well, that's exactly it. So speaking of milking the Star Wars license,
let's get into Star Wars Battlefront 2.
So,
I didn't know they added that Ewok hunt mode, and that actually looks really badass. And I want to try it.
Well, the thing is that I actually haven't bought this game. I'm not going to buy it for that.
I didn't buy it. Is it on EA Access yet?
I think the base game is. I don't think the Ewok Hunt is. Because EA Access, the way it usually works, I've got it on or it's Origin Access or whatever it's on the computer, PC, which we'll get into more in the enhanced service later. But basically, the way it generally works is that most of their base games end up on there, but you have to buy all the DLC. So I think I can play Battlefront 2 as it was released vanilla at its first release, but I don't think I can play any of the maps or other modes that have been released, except for the ones that were... But that mode does look fucking fun.
I was like, wait a second. You play as stormtroopers and the Ewoks are attacking you? Like, that seems really cool. Yeah. And then they talked about they were going to make a new one, I think, too? Yeah, so the first thing I put a note into is they seem very excited to talk about Star Wars Battlefront 2. There's no fucking way you can make me excited to talk about this game. However, what I will say is that I thought was kind of funny is that half of it was basically apologizing for how shitty everything else was. The guy came up and was just like, you could tell the guy was just like, we are so sorry. We are so sorry for what we did. Yeah. Please forgive us. Please get the game. We took out all the things that you guys hate because we fucked up and we got greedy. Yes. So a couple things that did mention good things, I think. Again, I'm not saying I'll buy the game still, but they said they're fixing progression, which is a big fucking thing. There's going to be a better squad system. Great. New Starfighter mode. Cool. I enjoyed that when I played the trial on Xbox. I enjoyed the Starfighter mode. And lots of expansions, new heroes and stuff coming. So it sounds they announced General Grievous, Count Dooku, Anakin, and Obi-Wan. Yes. Honestly, the villains make me much more interested in that than the heroes. And then I guess they just added content from Solo. Yeah. So. Though they said everyone's clamoring for content from Clone Wars era. No one fucking wants Clone Wars era shit. There's no one on Earth said. I know that's all I want. Oh really? When I played the other ones, I only played Clone Wars. Oh really? I loved Clone Wars. Okay. In the other games, yes. But anyway. Yeah, in the original Battlefronts, I only played Clone Wars. The Clone Wars sets were the best. Because I loved playing on Geonosis, and then... Oh, Geonosis was fun. Well, I think he mentioned that one by name was like the most popular level previously. So I will give you that. I love Clone Wars. Okay, I love it in the games. I love prequel memes. Shout out to r/prequel memes. Okay. You guys make me laugh. Nice. I think I memeingly like the prequels now. But no, I'm actually... I would play... But see, these games aren't Battlefront games, so I don't care. You don't actually get to really use vehicles. No, that's the thing. These are Call of Duty Star Wars Edition or Battlefield Star Wars Edition games without the fun of Battlefield. No, they're not even they're not even Battlefield. Because I remember back in the day where the worst they can do is reskin Battlefield, and they didn't even do that. They didn't even do that. So... Anyway, I don't know. They're making progress on that. Making progress, but my hype level is still, I put down Jabba the Hutt's more boner-inducing than this.
I still, honestly, I am not going to. I'm not going to buy the game, though. There is a chance I will play it on what we'll get into later when they mention the expanded service for Origin, which we'll get into. Next up, we had what actually was turned out to be the most interesting part of this presentation for me, and that is Unravel 2.
Yeah, I didn't play the first one.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, maybe I'll play the first one, and then I was like, okay, the second one looks cool.
It does. The first one, honestly, I really liked. Basically, the first one's a very fun game. It's just a super overproduced, old-school puzzle platformer game. It's something that could have been released on Nintendo, but it's got modern graphics and kind of a good storyline. Yeah. Co-op mode for it, cool. It looks gorgeous. Developer, once again,
he seemed a lot better this year.
I think it was 2 years ago they had him out for the first one.
He was just like,
he was just like, holy shit! I got on the stage at E3. What the fuck am I doing up here? This time it seemed he's still a little nervous, I think, but at least he's like, okay, I released a game. People didn't hate my game. It might have been one of the most liked EA games in the presentation.
Yeah. And it's out now.
Yeah,
I like EA's been doing that the last couple of years. Where they'll like announce a beta and be like, "And it's out now," or "A game's out now." Like that's kind of cool thing. That's kind of cool.
Well, it's nice to be able to, like, oh, I'm done. I can go play something.
Yeah.
I noticed. I put on here too. Watch the fuck out for that chicken, because that chicken will fuck you up.
Wasn't it a turkey?
Whatever the fuck.
I think it was a turkey.
Might have been a turkey. But anyway, looks like simple but a lot of fun. My note was sadly the most interesting part of this presentation so far. Today, release date, very cool to be like, yeah, here it is. Go fucking play it.
Yeah.
And my hype level, I put this up to Slave Leia. This one is really good. I think it's only going to be like an hour or two of fun, but I think it's going to be good fun. So I
think a lot of the things with EA, it's like just wait for it. I'd probably just wait for it to come out on Origin Access.
Pretty much. That's where I'm at. I'm actually going back and playing through, because all the Dragon Age Inquisitor stuff is now out on that. So I'm actually going back through to play that, because now it's like, oh, my $28 I paid for the year or whatever it is, it's cheaper than buying the game and the expansions. So, quick note on EA Originals. I thought it was cool that they're supporting some indie studios. Unfortunately, they're probably going to take them out back and shoot them in 2 years. So, if it were any other company, I'd be like, that's really cool. They're giving all these indie studios a chance. And I'm like, but on the off chance anyone that makes a good game, we know they'll never make a new one again.
Unravel 3 is probably going to be garbage, and then they'll just kill it.
Yeah, exactly. Unravel 3 is not going to be a charming story about yarn dudes. It's going to be, some weird thing where the yarn is, so the color is selected by a committee that is, an exact demographic breakdown of the people in America, and then but that thing can't go in because the guy
can't have turkeys.
Can't have turkeys in it. We had all these PETA protesters came for the last one, so we can't have turkeys in the game. But anyway, Sea of Solitude. Looks fucking gorgeous.
It looks nice.
I love the look of it.
Like the art style. That lady seems like she's really in. Like the people that are making these original games for them, it seems like they really care about their games.
It is. I will say though, I don't think she even understands the concept of public speaking. It almost felt to me like she came out and was talking to like her therapist about something. That being said,
she was a little awkward.
We kind of mentioned about that whole feelings thing. That's directly related to the game. Yeah. So I'm okay with it, because you can see as she's talking about it, the stuff going on in the background. I'm like, oh yeah, I can get fucking crippling depression and loneliness out of these fucking ghost hands trying to pull me underwater and shit. Yeah. So it looks really neat.
It's definitely one I would. I'll probably try that.
I'm going to give that, especially if it comes up on Origin Access. I'll definitely play it. Hype level for this one, I shook it more than 3 times at the urinal after taking a leak. That's my hype level for this. I don't know if you play any of them. My next 2 notes are just basketball, don't care. Football, also don't care.
Yeah, don't care.
So moving on. Okay,
those are the games that my brother plays by me having EA access.
There we go. So moving on to this one. This one made me have a sad. Command and Conquer Rivals. Yeah. I grew up on Command and Conquer. Command and Conquer was probably one of the first PC games I ever played. Yeah, exactly.
I love Tanya.
And that's even new school for me. Yeah. I grew up on the original.
Oh yeah, I think my first one was Red Alert 2.
Red Alert 2, so good choice. Not a bad game to get into the series at, but I grew up on this. It was probably my first RTS that I owned. I've just put on this, thank you EA for not only murdering some of my favorite real-time strategy series, but now fucking its corpse. Yeah. Because that was...
I saw Nathanius come out. I'm like, oh, cool. Nathanius is like a good showcaster. Like I know him from the StarCraft community.
Yeah.
And then I saw In Control. He's one someone that I actually watch on Twitch from time to time, and he's very big into. Do you know him at all?
A little bit. I don't watch a lot of Twitch. I've seen a little bit of his stuff.
So he's actually really into Warhammer 40k. He goes to like big tournaments and stuff, and he's done Codex reviews and stuff. So I watch some of his stuff for that, and he's on a lot of the role playing shows that I watch. So I've actually met In Control in real life as well.
Oh, cool.
So I'm a big In Control fan. Really cool dude. He's funny.
And then they're coming out to fucking cast
and then I don't know who the other guy was,
yeah.
and I was just like, In Control, blink 3 times if you're here against your will. Like, like how much are they paying you? Like, why are you here? Because, oh my god, it looks so bad. And then I'm like,
and then my first thing is like, first of all, I was like, are we really fucking having 2 casters for a fucking mobile game?
Yeah.
Like, it's like I think you mentioned this last year. It's like, this is the future of fucking esports. 2 people sitting up playing on their fucking phones with casters. And look what fucking happened at E3. We've got 2 announcers to cast a fucking mobile game. And a really fucking slow...
There's no micro.
Boring fucking looking one. Like.
And then at the end, he was kind of just like, I came here to build tanks. I'm like, oh yeah, good job, Jeff.
Yeah. Yeah, so I literally, like, I put, you know what, I put even a note in, I said, what?
This is the one I have the most notes for. I was just like, wow, so bad, lol, 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 lol.
Yeah, the trailer made the game look way more fucking exciting than the gameplay war.
The trailer looks sick. Cool. And it's just like, oh, okay, so you just... And, like, the game mode looks retarded. Because all you have to do is if you can just steal the bar right before it goes, you just get it. It doesn't matter if you've held it the whole time and Buddy just all of a sudden takes it over, you get nuked. Yeah. And, I don't know, it looks stupid. I can't believe that's what...
Command and Conquer has come to that.
Did you see what Total Biscuit's wife said about it?
No, I did. We'll get into that, maybe comment a little bit, because I did watch some of her Snarkathon stuff for it.
Yeah, I just saw a clip, because it was on Reddit, and I saw a clip of her talking about that, and it was just like, it was funny.
But that gives me a sad, too. This is the first Snarkathon year without Total Biscuit, which that kind of made me sad. But the hype I put for this, you could put a naked and willing Scarlett Johansson in front of me, and I'd still be flaccid as fuck after this. That's how hyped I am for this game. Yeah. So then we had a little bit more corporate speak. Supposedly they're learning and trying to do better, and I'm like, well, there's some fucking lip service, but I need to see a lot more work before I swallow that.
I can't trust Mr. Slick Back CEO guy. Like, I just don't trust him at all.
Yeah, and then some corporate back scratching about how they're donating to anti-bullying charities. And I'm just like, okay, that's fucking great. I'm like, every corporation on earth does that. At some point, donates to charities. You don't need to fucking come out and tell us, like, you know, buy our games and buy shitty microtransactions because part of that money is going to anti-bullying. How about whenever I feel the need to do a microtransaction in one of your games, I just donate it to some other fucking charity instead.
And then I don't know I don't think I wrote down much about their new EA Origin thing.
I just got a quick quick note about it. I do the PC one as it is.
I did the one on Xbox for my brother, and I don't even know why.
I mean, we had some great fun with that. I think we got like a year's worth of money out of the fun we got from the first fucking UFC game and Randy Carter.
And then they ruined UFC.
UFC. So, But
and then I have it on PC because I was gonna play Battlefield 1 with some of my friends on there. But so now the new thing is it's just more money and you can play the game.
Well, the idea is now you're going to be getting the big games on release. So some of the ones they mentioned.
I didn't really pay attention to it because I was just like, I already have the other version and I'm fine with that.
So it's real vague, but basically. For example, they said, which we'll get in the next game.
Yeah. The way I understood it was you can basically just play the games on like other devices or wherever you want and some shit like that.
So it'll be across. But basically, the way it works right now, for those who don't know, basically you pay a monthly fee or a yearly fee. I just buy it by the year because it's only like $25 US for the year or something like that. And you get access to a pretty big library of games, actually. And they're not all that old, but they're usually at least 6 months old. And then you'll often get the base versions of new games, but not expansions and stuff
like that.
And
when new games come out, you'll get like a 10-hour trial.
10-hour trial, and then if you buy them, you get a 20% discount or something. So it's pretty good value for money, to be honest, which is weird from EA. But
and for EA, so I have it on Xbox and I have it on PC. So my brother plays he likes to play sports games on the Xbox. So I have that, and he gets to play all the sports games they're all a year old, but he doesn't need the newest one. Yeah. So
there you go.
It's a good value.
It is.
I've always recommended it to people if you're gonna play any kind of EA games. Like, if you're going to play multiple of them, I would just get
and especially if they're not the multiplayer ones. If you're looking for ones to say, look, it's the RPGs, the single player stuff, like your Dragon Age, Tyranny is on it right now, a bunch of stuff. If you buy the year-long one, even if you play only one of the long RPGs on it, like even if you just got Dragon Age Inquisitor out of it, that's worth your $25 for the year right there. You know what I mean? So that one, I don't like to hype EA because I don't like them much, but that's actually a really good idea. But supposedly the new one is, I think it's going to be $100 for the year.
Yeah. It
will have new games right on release, including the next one on my list, which is Anthem. Is going to be apparently on it on release day.
I must not have paid attention to that part.
It just
I was just like, eh.
It showed up in the graphic. It said these are going to be out on release, and Anthem was one of them. They didn't get a lot of details. I'm not going to hype it because I don't know how good it'll be. But if you can get new games on release, I'd pay $100 a year for that because I usually buy at least 2 games from them a year.
Yeah.
So, and that way you can try
it. Get a few of these on release. That actually seems like not a bad thing.
No.
Because it's like, I guess that'd be $100 US, right?
$100 US. So presumably about $120 Canadian for us.
Which is like a game and a half, so...
Yeah, because if you're because games in Canada, for those who don't know, if you're one of our 7 listeners and you're in the U.S., they're usually about $80 on release for AAA titles. And we're being invaded by the other cat now. Anyway, so let's move on to the next one, shall we? Which is another of the more interesting ones to me of this, which is Anthem. So, first of all, I have a love-hate relationship with BioWare. Because I love pretty much everything that they've done that hasn't come out in the since whenever Mass Effect 3 was, before that. And then since then, I have not been particularly impressed by their work. So the first thing I thought when they brought out the people to talk about it is they had Casey Hudson up there. For those of you who don't know, he's the shithead who is solely responsible for the 3-color ending of Mass Effect 3. Apparently, the creative team had a completely different thing planned, and he said, no, fuck you guys, we're having 3 colors, and that's the end of it. I don't know how true that is, but from what I understand from the internet, that was that he is that guy. He is the one. So when he comes out to start talking about the story of a game, I do not get excited. That being said, I think the world looks pretty fucking cool.
The world looks cool, and that's something I'm excited about. The whole, like the atmosphere, the whole story seems interesting.
It does.
Like it's going to be like the generic, like in Destiny or Diablo, where they're like, oh, Guardian, or oh, Nephilim, like, it's going to be like, oh, Freelancer, like, but you got to have that in a game like that.
Yeah, exactly.
It looks the Javelins look cool.
They do look cool.
The customization looks cool for the Javelin. I just don't want to pay for it.
I don't want to pay for it either.
But we probably will.
That being said...
if there's ways you can unlock it in the game, that would be nice. But
that being said, if they must put microtransactions in, I'm happy for them to be cosmetic DLC.
If it's just cosmetic, please.
So I'm perfectly okay with that. The jetpacking around looked fun, too.
Oh, yeah, like going underwater, flying around.
Yeah.
Like when they're on their way through the one mission, there's like that giant thing, and the guy just kind of throws some like rockets for fun at it.
Yeah.
And then dives underwater. It's like, man, fighting that thing's gonna be cool.
Yeah.
I think all the classes look really cool. Like the Colossus.
The Colossus.
I know my one buddy Adam. That's what he's gonna play.
The same thing. I'm probably going for.
Yeah,
Colossus
like
myself.
your shield run through all the mines, and
was it the Ranger? I think
the
was
Ranger,
the kind of sniper one.
Yeah, that one. I might try that, but the one I wanna. They didn't show much of it. Was Storm.
The wizard, basically.
Yeah,
the wizard.
That's what I want.
Yeah, the wizard looks cool.
I want to be Storm.
If I don't go Colossus, that's definitely who I'm going.
Yeah, and then what was the fourth one?
I can't. They didn't really show the fourth one much. It was a very brief look. But yeah, I like the look of it. No loot boxes. Again, they confirm no loot boxes and no gameplay advantage from microtransactions.
Yeah, so that's
a big thing for me. That's really how it should be done.
So I don't know. I just after Destiny, I don't wanna.
My hope is that this is going to be Destiny that's fun and stays fun. I like the fact they've really kind of hyped the idea that it's going to be able to add and change things to it without you having to buy DLCs and stuff. It's just going to be seamlessly integrated. I mean, maybe you still have to buy them, but
you probably have to buy them. But it seems like I don't know. Hopefully, they just can support it for a while. So if you do get into it and have like decent content upgrades, but no, I don't know. I like my one friend's really pumped about it. Some of my other friends don't really like it. I want to play it. It looks fun.
I do want to play it.
I want to get into it.
It looks really cool. I mean, again, this is one I'm really going to have to watch coming up to release, especially if there's a beta and early access. But yeah, the one thing I noticed is that they need to fucking stop talking and stuff.
But
they talked forever on this one. But I do like the look of this. My hype level on this, I put overtaxed and tariffed American hardwood is where I'm currently sitting at on this one.
Yeah, no, for me on this one, yeah, I'm pretty hard, but I'm ready to go soft at a moment's notice.
Exactly. The one wrong turn, and we're going out of there. So overall, for EA, I gave them a D. For their presentation, which is actually better than I would normally give EA's presentation, and part of that is honestly just because there was so much shit I just didn't care about. I don't think the presentation itself was terrible, but there was just so much.
Yeah, for Anthem, I just wrote, I like Iron Man.
Okay, well, this looks like it's basically, okay, you want to be Wizard Iron Man? Yeah. You can fucking be Wizard Iron Man.
So, I'm looking forward to Battlefield 5. I'd like to try out that Ewok hunt. And Anthem seems like it might be cool.
Yep, and I'm probably going to play Unravel if it's on Access, Origins Access.
Maybe eventually try to see Solitude. But other than that, I don't care about the sports games at all. Not my thing. But if that's what you care about,
and again, the Star Wars did not hype me up at all. Nothing in there that really made me interested. Except that one guy talked about the dark time. That at least has potential.
It's very dark.
I mean, EA is probably going to fuck it up, but at least we know there's a dark time coming. Definitely. So yeah, that's it for Electronic Arts. Moving on, what did you have next?
Next,
I got Ubisoft next, but I can flip ahead.
Ubisoft's like my favorite, I think.
Okay, well that's interesting too.
They're one of my favorite companies. Like I pretty much play all their games right now. So
a lot of stuff I like for them. So first of all,
open up with a huge dance number for Just Dance.
Yeah, I just put.
I just don't care.
My note was on this was it's just like, well, nobody used any drugs before storyboarding this trailer. No sir, no how. I actually like Just Dance. I play it with my wife a lot. For those who don't know, I am a 275-pound former powerlifter, football player, currently mixed martial arts instructor. I have played nearly every Dance Dance Revolution, any of those type of games. I have played them for years and years and years. I used to compete competitively with Asians in malls, believe it or not. So I hate dancing outside of video games, but I play the crap out of these. That being said, this did not hype me up for that in any way. This was just a big what the fuck.
Yeah.
Honestly, my hype level after that was I need both Viagra and ecstasy to get any kind of arousal from that presentation, because that was just fucked. That being said, it's Just Dance. The soundtrack doesn't look that interesting to me because I found the more modern ones. The older ones had more classic and mixed stuff. The modern ones tend to be just more modern hip-hop stuff, so I'm not as interested, but I will probably play it at some point. This will probably surprise a lot of people who know me if you're listening to this, but I do play Just Dance, I do like it, and I'll probably play this one at some point. But the presentation did nothing to hype me for it whatsoever.
Yeah. No, it's always I always like the Ubisoft press conferences. It's just always the thing that's there that I'm just okay, cool. For the people that like that, that's cool.
Yeah. Something, it's there. It's out there. So next up,
we had Beyond Good
and Evil number 2. Now, did you play the original?
Yes.
Okay, so did I.
I love the game.
I love the game too. The first thing I noticed is that the if it weren't for the fact that there was some, overlap of characters, I would not have thought they were in the same fucking series, because that game, the tone and atmosphere of that...
Well, because the other game's so old.
It is.
And it's you play as Jade and you're at an orphanage on a lighthouse, and this game, it's you're all a bunch of weird space pirates now, and
the first one was more it was kind of an action puzzler, you had your camera and stuff, and and then she turns up with a fucking space katana and this giant,
what are you doing?
And I'm just what the fuck happened between these two games?
What is this game?
She has seen some shit between those two games, that's for sure.
I remember beating the shit out of alien things with a stick.
Yeah, you had a staff. Anyway, that being said...
The graphics in their trailers that they've shown so far for this game look unreal.
Oh, they look fantastic. Now, there's no way in hell they're going to look that good on release.
It's Ubisoft, so it's not going to look like that.
Yeah, every company does it a bit, but Ubisoft is particularly fucking bad at it. But that being said...
Like Ubisoft Siege from 2014 or whatever it was, I would love to play that game still.
Yeah, someday, Siege 6 in 2025 will look like that game.
Yeah.
That being said,
I'm pumped for Beyond Good and Evil.
I am absolutely pumped.
That's one of my few things that I'm actually really looking for. There's no gameplay yet.
Yeah.
Or no, they did.
No, they had pre-alpha. Which that's first of all, there's one of two things. First of all, if that's pre-alpha, that's bullshit. Because either that or they just made all the graphics and that's just the pre-alpha map.
And by I mean no real gameplay. Like, it's not real gameplay.
But that did not look at a pre-alpha fucking stage. That was either a, if that
Ubisoft lies.
Ubisoft lies, exactly. That being said, the idea of the fact that they'll go seamlessly from ground to the air in vehicles looks really cool. Action-adventure RPG with friends and co-op sounds cool to me. And again, like I noted great graphics for pre-alpha, and then I just put a little note beside it that says bullshit. Because that's what it is.
And then they announced the Space Monkey program with
so we're basically going to crowdsource
Joseph
some content.
Gordon-Levitt to just get basically free artwork and music for their game.
Yeah, I just put their crowdsourcing content. It's a neat idea, but just fucking lazy.
I was like, oh, that's cool. Like, wait a second. No, that's just like that just seems really lazy. Like, you're probably not going to give anyone anything. Yeah. It's going to save you money on having to develop music and artwork.
Yeah.
So
the thing that got me though is that type of stuff that they're crowdsourcing is usually really cheap. But I think what they're trying to do, here's a little bit of the inside scoop on the gaming industry. So oftentimes, the reason why we see so many cosmetic DLCs is because the art team often has nothing to do up in the final release of the game. So they're basically kept on, and what they do is they have them make cosmetic DLC or cosmetic stuff for in-game because the game is pretty much finalized and the art assets are done at an earlier stage. I'm pretty sure they're just doing this so they can fire the art team instead of keeping them on, and they're just crowdsourcing the shit that they would normally have them do for busy work. That being said,
I saw that. Like, I'm like, that's a real business move. Like, it's a very business.
It's a very business move. Maybe some cool shit will come out of it. I don't know. I figured that it'd be easier just to go on DeviantArt or something and be like, hey, these are cool. You guys want to be in a game?
Just straight up steal them. Just straight up steal them.
Yeah, pretty much. Or just offer them exposure, right?
Yeah.
Whenever anyone offers me to do something for exposure, I'm just like, look, that's the shit you die of in winter. I don't do it. But, being said, but my hype level for this one is like a space pirate coming into port.
Yeah.
I am.
No, I'm excited.
Pretty amped up about that.
And then
moving on, some Rainbow Six Siege.
Talk about Siege.
Yeah, some expansion content for Siege.
Yeah, so they just released a couple weeks ago while I was away. They released the Italian GIS operators.
Yeah.
So they're new. They're actually pretty cool. I was playing them last night.
Nice. My note actually for this just has 2 notes, and then it just says turn it over to Gapper.
Yeah.
Because I know you play this one a little more.
Yeah. So they got Maestro, who puts down little cameras that when you have to open it up, and then it opens up, and then you kind of shoot little like laser darts things.
Okay.
It shoots like little darts at people.
Cool.
Or shocks things. I don't actually know what it shoots because I've played them a couple times. But I was having a lot of fun because it's a camera, and then so it's completely covered. So you can't. No one can you can't destroy it by shooting it when it's covered. So there was an ash that was in the hallway, and I had my 1 of 2 cameras set up, and I'm like, ooh, cool, fine. Like, my first time playing them, someone's open, so I open the camera, and then tick, 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 and then, like, they turn to shoot me, and I just, and then, so then, like, they're in the middle of this hallway, I'm, like, calling them out, marking them, and then they, like, turn to go the other way, tick, 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 and then they, like, turn to shoot me, and they start shooting, and then I was like, man, this is a lot of fun.
Nice. So they got a troll operator.
Yeah, he's just a big troll. And then Ash finally just used her breaching round to shoot my thing and killed it. So that's one way apparently you can kill it.
Yeah. Well, at least you got rid of her.
And then Alibi, she makes like holograms of herself. She can make 3 holograms, and if you shoot it, you get marked for the defending team. So they're both defenders.
Okay.
And then Alibi is really cool. What I did is I just threw a bunch down and then just stood with them. So it's like, what one is the real one? And then just hopefully they shoot the wrong one and then you kill them. But and they announced just more of the like esports scene in Siege.
Yep.
And I think they talked about it before, but there's going to be a Siege documentary that I'm definitely going to check out.
See, that to me was just kind of I actually skipped when they started going into that because, to be honest, it doesn't interest me that much.
Yeah.
But that being said, for the people who are interested, that's cool. And I also noted, I think they said they're up to 35 million players.
Yeah, I was like, whoa.
Which I'm just like, holy shit, I didn't think it had gotten that big.
Because
probably
I
the
talk
release
about
of the free
Siege on
version,
this
right?
podcast all the time.
Yes.
I haven't played much lately because my internet's been really laggy, so I think I actually might have fixed it. But no, like the game kind of dipped, but then they've been supporting it like crazy. And they're doing a really good job. The new map that came out with it, Villa, I think it's called, it's really cool as well. And one of the cool things that they're doing now is with the new map is you can just click play the new map. So you don't have to like go through matchmaking and hopefully get the map. You can just play for 19 more days. That you can just play just that map.
Oh, very, very cool. That's cool.
But I don't want to talk too much about Siege. But things are going good for Siege.
Sounds good. Thumbs up for Siege.
Yeah,
Continuing on.
Keep going on.
We're going to take a brief pause. You guys won't notice it, but we will. We're coming up on the hour and a half mark. I'm going to pause and save just for posterity's sake because we've had problems with this before.
Right.
And you guys won't notice. We will be back in a moment. And we're back. So, yeah. Moving on to the next. Trials Rising.
Trials.
Yes.
That guy was a little obnoxious coming in.
Yeah, I put when he first came out, I just put, you probably won't get this reference because I'm a little older than you. I just put, is that Super Dave?
Oh, I know Super Dave.
You knew Super Dave?
I know
Yeah,
Super
because he
Dave,
came out in that outfit. I'm just like, is that Super Dave?
Well,
Could that be Super Dave?
There's a guy in our hunting gang that has like a Super Dave Osborne helmet.
Yeah.
And when he's on the ATV, we're like, oh, there goes Super Dave.
There goes Super Dave. Anyway, I saw it and I'm like, probably not. And then I'm like, sadly, no, that's not Super Dave. Podium Smash!
Yeah.
That was a real... I think he was trying to be Super Dave. Like, that was a Super Dave. I tried to do something cool and fucked it up. The game looks kind of cool, I guess. I mean...
I played like one or two of them in the past, and it's fun for a little bit, but it's really not my thing. But I have my one buddy, Wait. He really gets into it.
My notes I was saying was, it looks really low budget. Like, this does not look like something that should be... unless it was presented as, this is our indie game division, it doesn't look like a AAA title.
Oh, they never really have.
No, but what I mean is it's just that because they're presenting it at E3. But that being said, if the game is like $20, it looks like you get $20 worth of fun.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
you definitely
definitely
get a decent amount of fun from the Trials games.
And then they noted they're crowdsourcing more shit for this one. So it's just becoming a thing. We're going to crowdsource shit for the games now. I mean, hey, I guess they figure it saves a few bucks. But yeah, so my hype level for this, I just put about as hard as the podium he smashed.
Yeah, no,
not too hype, but whatever.
Yeah, no, I probably won't get it or anything, but
yeah. Again, if it's on Origin, I'll probably play it, or Origin Access rather. Or no, we're fucking with an Ubisoft.
Yeah,
and Ubisoft doesn't have
now.
it, so that'd be on Uplay, and I fucking hate Uplay, so I don't even know what's on Uplay. I literally only have a Uplay account.
I only have
because
Uplay
you have to log in to play some games.
Siege,
yeah. So yeah.
I don't actually go on it. I just go on it to get my weekly challenges, and that's about it.
So if there is a Uplay Plus or some shit like that, I don't know.
They give out
shit
free games from time to time, but I don't know how to do it.
Fair enough. Anyway, forget I said that. I forgot we moved on to Ubi. Okay, so on to the game that nobody wanted.
Division 2, I fucking want it.
I did not fucking want the Division 2. Holy shit, I hated the first one.
I love the first one.
Fuck. Yeah, I'm going to stand there shooting someone in the head 15 times with a shotgun.
They're a little bullet spongy.
Okay.
But it is a fun game. I don't know, I liked it. I actually just recently rebought it on PC when it was on sale and have been playing it a bit.
I will say, they did fix some of the... We'll give them credit where credit's due. They fixed some of the problems.
That's the thing with Ubisoft, and what I like about them is they put out shitty games, but they've been fixing them. They stand by their games, they stand by their product, and they make them a lot better. Like, I actually just recently bought For Honor.
Yeah.
And...
We'll get into it, because I think there's a note on... I have it later. They have a section for For Honor. So we'll get into that.
Yeah, no, I bought a lot of their games, like, rebought a lot of their games lately on PC.
Yeah.
And Division was one of them.
I think the lesson about this all to take is actually, if you're going to play an Ubisoft game...
Wait a few years.
Wait a year later and buy it on PC.
Yeah.
And then get it. But anyway, so... let's...
I don't know, the game looks kind of fun. Like, the setting seems kind of cool, and I know people probably hate it, but I like the Division, and I'm excited.
Let me say what my problem with the first one was, and what I think the problem with this is that looter shooters, which is what it is, don't work with realism. You cannot combine the two. So to
when
me,
you're shooting a guy with a hoodie a bunch of times, it doesn't make sense.
To me, I don't have a problem with bullet spongy guys, except when the game is billed as being a realistic post-apocalyptic style game. Now, this one, I think they've done the right thing, and they shifted to make it look a little more sci-fi-ish with some of the stuff. So I think it's going in the right direction. I, however, absolutely, and again, I haven't played it recently, I played it on release, hated the original one. I played a bit, the single-player content was kind of okay until you got near the end game, and then it's just like, oh, I'm killing thugs in hoodies, and it takes 3 clips of ammo emptied into their face to kill some asshole.
The problem is if you play them on the harder mode to try to get better gear, everything just becomes like a huge bullet sponge.
Right.
But I don't know. The gunplay is fun. Like moving around. Like I don't know. I really liked. I liked Ghost Recon Wildlands too. Like I just like fucking around, shooting things for a little bit. Like it's not like on PC. I haven't really got like too hardcore into it. I'll just go in and play and just. I don't know. The guns are fun. Customization's fun. The skills are pretty interesting. So, I don't know, I'm kind of pumped for it.
I mean, it looks like they've listened to what people didn't like about the first, and I'm hoping that makes it into the second.
I just hope they can take the changes they've made with the first one, bring it into the second one, hopefully make a good game, but I don't think the game will be good initially. Like, it's probably going to be... Again, a little bit of time.
6 months to a year later will be good. I put in a note too saying he said it's going to be a completely story-based campaign where your actions have impact on the lives of civilians. And my note was, the real question is, will my bullets have any impact on the heads of my enemies this time? So that was what came to my head in that point. That being said, it almost felt, the pitch for it felt like he was pitching any random generic MMO at this point. Like, most of the things he said about it could be said about 30 other games. But we'll see. My hype level for this, I put is flaccid because I still got a bad case of blue balls from the first one. Because I was so hyped for the first one, and it was a bit of a letdown.
I'm hopeful that they can make it work and do a good job on it. So
I'm actually glad we finally fucking disagree about something, because it gets a little annoying. Yeah, and people will just be like, there's two fucking guys who like the exact same types of games just hanging out and circle jerking each other.
I guess, most of the ones on Bethesda, I was just like, I fucking hate Bethesda. Yeah. And you're like, I kind of agree. This one's kind of not a great bit. No, I feel like I looked at other games and I'm like, am I an Ubisoft fanboy?
Have you become an Ubisoft fanboy?
I was really excited for their press conference because all the games that they have, I'm playing most of the games that they have released previously and are continuing to update. So Ubisoft was one of the ones I was actually looking forward to. And the one good thing about their press conference is because of knowing French Canadians, I can understand what they're saying. I'm sure a lot of people have trouble understanding what they're saying. So
so that was
I'm excited for Division 2.
Okay, well that's cool. Well, that at least with their, like I said, I am not, but it is one again. I will look at it, but I will look at it in I don't know. Did they have a release March 2019? So I'll probably be looking at late 2019 as the earliest I'll ever play that game. Yeah. Moving on, they had a little bit about the Donkey Kong entering the Mario and Rabbids universe.
Great game.
Yeah, that'll be fun. One note I put in, though, is I like Grant Kirkhope as much as the next guy, but what's with these unnecessary live performances? I mean, he's done some great background music for games. If you haven't seen him, look him up, and you'll know you've probably heard his music in games. But I noticed there's a lot of live performances that really weren't necessary. Now, we'll get into that more. I think it was on the Sony one. Had a few really weird ones. I might have
watched the wrong Sony press conference.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll get to that when we get to it.
But, I've really enjoyed the Mario Rabbids Battle Kingdom last year, and I'm excited for Donkey Kong.
The one thing I'll say is that the graphics, because the graphics on this are cutesy and not really, meant to stand out, it would have been better to show more gameplay and less, just kind of they had the cutscenes and stuff in the background. I'm just like, that isn't really impressive. They should have just shown some gameplay footage.
Like, it's actually a very fun tactical game.
Yeah, exactly.
If you play that game seriously, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is. I like games like that where you can look at it and it's kind of goofy, but when you actually get into the crunchy parts, it's actually a lot of fun.
And the different weapons and the different abilities, it's a great game.
Yeah.
Like when I first saw it, I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, I'll try it out. Man, I loved that game.
Yeah, it was good. So my hype level for this, I just put a Donkey Kong banana. That's about where I'm at.
Yeah.
So then moving on.
And the one thing I wanted to mention, I wrote a note of it, was all the hot mics they kept having. Did you notice that?
Yes!
They're like, oh wow, we really killed it out there. Like the ones after the Beyond Good and Evil. Yeah. They're like, oh, we did a great job, we killed it. And then there was another one later, they're like, god damn it, like they keep changing my intro music every day.
I saw that.
I was like, oh my god, they just keep having hot mics.
Yeah, I actually thought that was possibly, when I first started hearing those, I thought it was actually that there was one of the casters for it or something, because I just watched it on YouTube, so I didn't know if whoever had recorded the presentation had done it wrong. But no, after you started hearing that, you're like, no, they just fucking left the hot mics on.
Hot mics.
The one guy sounded legitimately pissed about them constantly changing his intro.
Constantly changing my music every day. Like, I didn't get my intro music right. I was like, oh man, poor guy.
Well, admittedly, these aren't pro wrestlers. They don't get a chance to come out with intro music too often, so don't fuck it up, boys. Otherwise, it's gonna end
They have to have someone come out and just announce that it's Eve's Day.
Yeah, exactly. My God, it's Todd Howard with a chair. Yeah. Anyway, so next up,
Skyrim out of nowhere.
Skyrim out of nowhere on the fridge. Anyway, moving on. Skull and Bones. So piracy is dead. Apparently, long live piracy. So pirates are always cool, But this was probably the longest string of terrible fucking metaphors I've ever seen in my life to introduce this game.
I think I was watching this and I'm like, I'm looking forward to this game because I really love the ship combat in Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
But I didn't pay much attention to it because I was doing something else on my other screen and I was like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to be watching this. And I'm like, oh, it looks cool. But I didn't really pay a whole lot of attention. But I think I signed up for like the alpha or the beta like a long time ago too, but never got into anything yet. I don't know
to be
if
honest,
ready,
this looks like it's going to scratch the itch that I thought Sea of Thieves would scratch.
Sea of Thieves is garbage.
Yeah, we'll get into that because I think they had some mention of it in the Microsoft conference.
Yeah, but I'm looking forward to Skull and Bones. It's what I want. It's what I want.
It looks like what I want in a pirate game.
I want ship combat.
Yeah, I want
the ship combat from Assassin's Creed because I used to just go home, load the game up, just go around, just fight things, and then I didn't play Assassin part. I was just a pirate.
Yeah, and it looks like there's a lot of customization and fun stuff to do with it too. Like I really like the look of it.
If you see in Siege, there's so much customization. Even in For Honor, there's a lot of customization. So if they bring that to the ship, and the ship, there's so much more to customize on it. I think it's gonna look cool.
Because there's a lot.
The different wheels and the masts and the thingy on the front.
The figurehead.
Yeah.
I think that'd be good.
I'm excited.
Yeah, my hype level. You could use my wood as the main mast. That's where I'm at for this one. Moving on, they didn't show a whole lot though, so we'll see. But that ship combat does look sweet. Moving on, Transference. Sorry, I have really shitty handwriting.
Me too.
It shows you exactly how fucking excited I was about this game. I put a note. They seem to be having a lot of actors in this, and not necessarily actors who are in the games. Because they at the beginning.
Well, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, he just owns that company.
That's true.
He co-founded.
The company. Anyway, it's just interesting that they seem to kind of do that. My note here is blah 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 corporate buzzword advertising.
I don't know what the game was, and
it seemed like it was very movie trailer-esque as opposed to game trailer-esque. And my note was, would not watch as a movie, probably won't play as a game. And my hype level is too meh to inspire anything.
Oh, you didn't make an Elijah Wood joke?
Well, the problem was I didn't have any wood to make an Elijah Wood joke. That's the problem. I was trying so hard. Because as soon as he came out, I'm just like, fuck, yes, this is what I've been waiting for. Because I didn't watch any of these before I decided to use the erectometer.
Well, so earlier in I talked to my brother when I got home before I watched these, and he's just like, why was Hideo Kojima with Elijah Wood? I'm like, why do you know who he is? How do you know who he is?
Fair enough.
But
all right, I just got it. Just came to me. All Elijah, no Wood. There's where I am on this one.
All right.
What do we have next? I've got a few notes.
Starlink,
yes. So my note was the trailer makes it look like someone attached an actual game to No Man's Sky. Is kind of what I got out of that. I liked the sound of all the customization. And then they spent the other half introducing the fact that Star Fox characters are going to be do a barrel roll. Are going to be into the Switch version. So I mean that's cool.
Is it only on Switch or is it on?
No. The Star Fox characters are only on Switch.
I thought the whole game was just on the Switch. No. I originally saw it because it works with the
whatever you call
tap
it
thingy for the amiibos.
Yeah, I think from what again they didn't say that much. The wording suggested to me that it's on all systems, but the Star Fox characters are exclusive to the Switch.
I would get it on Switch. The only figure I'm gonna buy is Star Fox.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Looks kind of cool.
It looks kind of cool. I gotta see more. Honestly,
if I was a kid still, I'm still a kid. But if I was a little kid and that game came out and you could buy little spaceships and fly around your spaceships,
and actually get a model spaceship and put it into the game,
and then fly, it looks awesome.
Great marketing. So my hype level, I got a firm flopper. We're not. There's not enough there to get anything going, but it looks good.
I might check it out. If it, see what it plays like, and it'd be interesting.
Yeah. But yeah, it certainly looks decent from what I've seen, but there just wasn't that much to see.
Yeah. Great idea. I think probably. If they're a business, that's probably going to be good business for them.
I think this would be fantastic.
They haven't really done too much of the toys as a game thing lately. It's kind of died out, so maybe they can bring it back. Spyro?
Spyro was Ubisoft, wasn't it?
I think so.
Yeah, so they have some experience in that market.
So,
well, I mean, the only one that exists now is the Nintendo Amiibo. So maybe they just said, fuck it, we're not going to compete with Nintendo. We're just going to join up with them and get in on that market this way. Anyway, moving on, they had For Honor, beginning with the sorry we fucked up, thanks for helping us fix it speech. This seems to be a recurring theme with Ubisoft this year. And,
they've definitely...
but I will give them credit, because For Honor, we were both fucking hyped for that before it came out. I was
so pumped for that game.
And then the release...
And you know what? Even when it came out,
it
was... the servers really did suck, but I played as the... what's the girl I play as? I play as the girl with the Naginata.
Okay,
and that's like my go-to class. So I actually just recently bought it when it was on sale for like $15 or $20 or something.
Yep.
And I went back to my Naginata lady, and I was having a lot of fun with it.
Now you can play it without lag and
drops
like and disconnects.
It's very smooth. There's a lot of new classes that they've added.
Yeah.
I haven't. The only one of the original ones that I bought as a character was her, and then all the other ones I would just play the DLC ones because I don't feel like spending my steel on the original ones because I don't care for them that much. But there's a ninja guy that has a Kasurigama.
Yeah.
And then there was the other one. Oh, there was like a guy just had a couple little sword things.
Yeah.
But it seems like they've added a lot. There's new
maps
in it. Yeah. They're adding China now.
Yeah. I just put a note here. Liu Bei will cut a bitch because he was fucking up the one lady there. I will say, I am glad they stuck by this one because this was such a good concept to say. Yeah, it's like what was that? The Ultimate Warrior. What was that? Deadliest Warrior?
Deadliest Warrior,
right, it's basically that in a game, and we were like, oh, that's fucking cool. So I'm glad they decided not to just drop this after release.
That's the thing. That's the thing that makes me excited about Ubisoft is lately, a lot of the games on this list that they are adding to and are remaking, they're not EA. They don't kill the game. Like if EA was a For Honor game, they would have shut the servers down in 2 months.
Yeah, and the studio would have been disbanded.
Yeah,
It's just,
like that old guy that came up with the cane. They would have shot it. Like they would have.
They would have taken his cane. They would have brought him to death with.
Yeah, they would have brought him to the investors meeting, and then they would have executed him in front of the stockholders.
Like whoever owned the most shares would literally get to take the man's own cane and beat him to death with it. Like that.
But no, like they stick by their games. They improve them. They got the dedicated servers. They added more maps. There's still a little bit of balancing issues.
But that's every multiplayer game almost always has.
Yeah.
Those, so
it's fun.
I will say though, the new guys look like they're going to be super OP when they come out, so that everyone buys the DLC.
They and then they're going to be doing that in Siege, but I don't know if they're doing it on purpose as a Doom cycle or not. But lately, they put in a new character into the game, and they like completely break the game to the point where like the pro scene was ruined by the CBRN, like the hazmat guys.
Yeah.
They had to like completely nerf the guy because everyone picked him. Attackers always won.
Yeah.
They had to, I don't know, we'll see how it works with adding another faction.
Yeah.
Now there'll be more of a split in the faction battle too.
Yeah, I think so. And that siege mode seems intriguing. They didn't really say that much about it, but it looks interesting.
No, so it's good. I think they're doing great.
I think they're good. My hype level, though, I put still not as hard as before the game was actually released.
I own the game on 2 systems now, but
I'm actually planning to get back into it because, again, everyone has said it's improved massively, and I just loved the concept. I just hated the release.
I love just poisoning people with my Naginata. Like, I'm just such an asshole. Like, I just like keep my distance, stab you, poison you, and if I see my poison's going to kill you, I just run away.
Yeah.
Like, I have no honor.
There you go. Well, there you go. For dishonor in your case.
Yeah.
Moving on, they had The Crew 2, which is a very short release period.
Yeah, I didn't even write it down. I just put a note. Play racing games.
Same thing. I put note. The footage looks good. It's in engine, but no gameplay. So they come up with this all captured in engine, and it's all just the cutscenes, which defeats the purpose of capturing it in engine, in my opinion. That being said, I put hype. Gets me as hard as a racing game can, which is basically not at all.
Yeah. And then we got to finish it off there. We got
Assassin's Creed, the most recent Ass Creed.
Ass Creed, Ass Creed Odyssey. It doesn't really look like an assassin game.
It doesn't. Well, that's actually my intro was just lol. You dropped that baby off the cliff.
Yeah.
Because I thought that was kind of funny. But that's actually my big note. It's like this isn't an assassin game anymore.
Although I didn't I didn't play Origin. Was the last one?
Was Origin? I haven't played the last 3 or something.
Like, I haven't played them really since Black Flag, and I didn't play the one in London either. But
What did I put?
This
Apparently they needed to turn.
Cool.
Well, that's because it doesn't look like an Assassin's Creed game. I put apparently they needed to turn Assassin's Creed into a cross between The Witcher 3 and Shadow of Mordor. That's what I put, because that's basically what it looks like. It does not look like an Assassin's Creed game at all. That being said, it does look pretty fun.
It looks interesting. It's actually, I don't know, even the last one, the one in Egypt, I was like, I might play that, but I was like, I don't really want to put the time into it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It might be cool.
It looked interesting. The two characters thing, it'd be interesting if there's replayability because of it. I hope it isn't just a cosmetic choice. I hope they actually add extra game to it because I enjoy...
It probably is just...
It probably will. It's just because... Because you notice some of them were shouting out, they never called you by name. They called you the Eagle Bearer or whatever it is in the gameplay scene. And I think that's because they didn't want to have to record the voices twice for each character, so it probably is just cosmetic. But one can hope.
Yeah. It's probably just there for representation.
Yeah. Well, maybe. They did have gameplay though, and it did look pretty good. So I'm looking forward to that.
It looked pretty fun.
I put my hype gets me as turned on as a straight dude can be to be on the receiving end of a Greek experience. Take that as you will.
Yeah, no, I'd pick it up on sale.
Yeah, same.
Like very on sale.
And probably again 6 months after release once they clear all
I'm thinking like a year.
Yeah, exactly. So that being said, overall the Ubisoft, I put a D, and it would be an F without the pirates. Honestly, there was just so much shit in this one. I was just like, I didn't care about. And the stuff I did care about was all rehashing. Yeah. It was all either new ass Creed, again the Mario and Rabbids thing, the For Honor stuff. It was all fixing. The exciting stuff was just fixing stuff that should have been better in the first place. But
I loved the Ubisoft conference just because I play like all the games.
Fair enough.
Ubisoft games.
Fair enough. Well, again, I'm rating not just the games but also the presentation, and I think I would have rated it higher. Except that again, so much of it was just like, well, we fucked this game up and now we made it right. Because they disappointed me so much for the last couple of years, because all these games that I were amped for, not only do I have to wait for them to release, but I have to wait another year for them to become playable.
Yeah. It's like they're almost early access games.
Just about. Like, it's as close to early access as some of them they really feel like they are early access games. But yeah, some of the games though, definitely hyped for. There's some good stuff. And fucking Pirates. Like that one I'm legitimately amped for. What do you have next up? Or we could just go by my book if you're just shuffling yours around. I had Squeenix next.
Okay, actually, I skipped them, but
okay.
I saw enough of what I browsed through it. Okay. Just the things that I cared about.
You made a good choice because there's a lot of shit that people won't care about and a lot of shit that's good. So I did watch the whole conference because I'm an old school Square Enix fan. I probably haven't liked them that much over, say, the last 5 or 10 years, but I came up Final Fantasy, the Tales games. They're not Tales. What's the other RPG series they do? Anyway, there's another one they do. The Dragon Warrior games, Dragon Quest, etc. That was a big part of my growing up and what got me into gaming. So I always watch theirs, even though I know a lot of it's going to be garbage. But some of it'll be good. So first thing I just put was "You're welcome, Japanese dude" when he came out. He's like, "Thank you." I'm like, "You're welcome." So first up we had Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
I saw that was.
Honestly, did you watch their presentation for it? Because the Squeenix one, as opposed to the one that showed up in the Microsoft one and the other ones, looked a lot better. First of all, they had Keith David voicing it over. I fucking love Keith David's voice. I don't know if you know him. He was a big part of my youth too, all the cartoons and stuff he did. The stealth action part that they actually showed in the Squeenix presentation actually really fucking good.
Oh, the Tomb Raider games have always been excellent. I don't even know if I played. What was the last one? I think I played the last one.
Yeah, I have enjoyed...
they've been very fun.
To a certain degree, the newer ones. So, like, I played the first couple way back when they came out, because, they were a big hyped up thing then. And then there were like 10 of them I didn't play, probably. Yeah. But then, since the re-release, they've been decent, but not one yet has been worth the money, because they're always like, oh, it's a fun 5 hours or something, but you're paying $80 for it.
I think I 100%ed the first one, because I liked it so much.
Yeah, it's quite fun.
But then I saw this and I was like, you know what, I'm Tomb Raider now. I wasn't that excited for it.
Well, this one to me looks like, I put it kind of looks like Shadow of Mordor Tomb Raider edition. Like there's a lot of it looks more assassin-y than Assassin's Creed does. Lara Croft is in the jungle hunting people and fucking shit.
Like when I play the game, I pretty much only use the bow and always just try to play stealth.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. But anyway, so my hype for this one, honestly, I could fuck open a giant boulder. If there's a giant boulder in front of a tomb, I'll just jackhammer that bitch open. This looks to me like it's going to be the best of the remakes. So that's where I'm sitting there. Moving on, expansion for Final Fantasy XIV. Who gives a fuck? Monster Hunter World crossover. Gives a fuck. Great for the people who play those games. I don't play MMOs.
Because I saw the Monster Hunter crossover thing. I was like, oh, that seems kind of interesting, but I don't play that game.
Final Fantasy XIV is an awful MMO anyway. I'm amazed they haven't sunsetted it yet. So, the Awesome Adventures of Captain Spirit. Did you watch the Squeenix presentation on this?
No, I saw the one at the Microsoft.
So
seems like an interesting game.
The best thing was the one for. I put my notes for this. So I put the Squeenix presentation was a little different, and I put it looks like a commercial for a drug of some kind. I expected for the voiceover to be like, this child has autism, and while there is no cure, treatment is available, because that's how it introed and came in. Apparently, the Life is Strange. It's in the Life is Strange universe, which honestly, it already looks more interesting to me than the rest of the Life is Strange universe. Because those games were fucking terrible. I grew up with classic adventure search games, and these ones suck by comparison. And not only that, but adding a binary choice at certain points that really doesn't actually affect the story much, but just, and you say, 50% of players choose this way and that way at the end, doesn't make it a more interesting adventure game to me. And to me, in the end, they were just shitty, overpriced adventure games.
I didn't play them, and I never watched anything about them.
Yeah, so my hype for this one, honestly, is... this is not Life is Strange 2, and I'm just like, good, because I don't give a shit about Life is Strange 2. My hype for this one is basically sitting in a bathtub full of ice.
Yeah, looks like it'd be fun, but I probably won't play it.
Yeah, same. And, I don't think it'll be
probably
bad, but
someone out there probably is really going to enjoy it, but not me.
It won't be me, exactly. Dragon Quest XI. Great classic RPG, something that Square is good at. I've always liked them. It looks corny as fuck, but it also, the series is like that. It's, it's animated. The character designs are all by the guy who did the original Dragon Ball, Akira Toriyama. So it's really kind of goofy, funny looking, but also very fun games. And yeah, there's also a tie-in for Brave Exvius, which is one of the very few mobile games I play.
Right.
So I put, there wasn't enough shown to generate any hype. Babylon's Fall. It's like a 10-second presentation where they show a bunch of cool slides and note that it is developed by Platinum Games. So that to me is a little bit of hype there. For me, I just put, looking at it, staring at a fully dressed stripper. There's a show coming that'll get you turned on, but there's nothing there yet. Apparently Nier Automata wasn't on the Xbox. I didn't know this, but now it's coming on the Xbox. So
I just got it on the PC not too long ago, and I beat it twice. So I still need like 1 or 2 more playthroughs.
I think there's 3 playthroughs gives you the whole story.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I love that game.
It's fucking fantastic.
No, it's coming on Xbox. Good for Xbox.
Yeah.
But
if you've missed it, get it when it comes out on Xbox. If you don't have anything else,
it's going to be
fun.
the Become Gods edition or something. So it's going to have all the DLC.
Yeah. Which honestly, none of that's actually necessary.
No,
so
it's just like a sexy outfit for everyone or something.
Yeah, if you really want to watch your fucking android walk around with, I think it's like a swimsuit almost kind of. Yeah. Whatever the fuck. If you're into that sort of thing, go for it.
But I think to get it, you have to like do like some like really high level dungeon that's in the thing too. So it's like you're not gonna have it for a while.
Yeah, exactly. Octopath Traveler. This one actually has me pretty amped up. It's a classic 2D RPG. This looks like it's Square getting back to what it's good at. Hopefully it's longer and more in-depth. Square's released a few titles lately. One's called I Am Setsuna. There's a couple other ones which were meant to be in the vein of their classic games, but instead of being like 40-hour fun games, they're like 5 hours. It really lacked depth. So I hope it doesn't turn out like that. My hype for this one, I put a giant pixelated Japanese porn dong. Because they're not allowed to show those. So this one has me really amped up, but I am a classic RPG gamer. It's how I came up in gaming. Now the one that you've probably seen some stuff for, Just Cause 4.
I can't care about that franchise. Like, I played 3, and it's fun. You definitely get your fun out of it.
Yeah.
But it's just like, after a while, you're like, yeah, I'm good.
I never actually got anywhere close to finishing the game.
No.
I just went around. I played 2 or 3 hours of story missions, and then I found to unlock all the creative shit, and then I'm just running around blowing shit up and doing cool stuff.
Cool.
And...
Like, I blew up enough, innocent people now. I'm good. And then, So, Just Cause 4, it looks like it'll be fun like the other ones, but...
Yeah. Just Cause 4, more Just Cause. Just Cause is turning into Far Cry at this point.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, okay, great, here's more of it. If you really want more, it's there. But yeah, it says it's the largest world yet. More physics-based stuff, cool. But apart from that, again, it sounds like it's almost like a DLC for Just Cause 3. I'll probably play it when it gets cheap in a couple of years when the Just Cause 3 fun has worn off, and then we'll move on to there. So for hype on this one, I think I put more solid than a tower he blew up. I can't actually read my own writing on this one, so fuck that. Anyway, I'm interested, but again, it won't be soon. It'll be later.
No, it would. Yeah, I would say. I don't even know if I would say. I don't think I'll ever get it.
Yeah. The Quiet Man was like a 20-second fucking thing that could be one of a million different games. So I don't fucking know.
I didn't skip through enough.
Yeah, that well, it would be really easy to miss. It was like 30-second trailer and nothing else. Kingdom Hearts.
I watched that.
Okay.
I love Kingdom Hearts.
So I was never a huge fan of the gameplay of the series, but I always loved the fucking idea of being like, okay, it's like Final Fantasy meets Disney.
I fucking love those games.
It's fucking cool.
I love those games so much.
Yeah. So, I put in notes Wreck-It Ralph. Fucking cool that's getting in there. Frozen going in. Yeah. Also cool.
Jack Sparrow.
I found it amusing that it sounds like they got Johnny Depp to play Jack Sparrow, but they couldn't get Idina Menzel to play whatever the fuck the princess is from Frozen. Elsa is the ice queen, which is because the voice actress sounds very different. Which would be funny that they could get an A-list celebrity to do it, but they couldn't get her to come back and do that one. But that being said, looks fucking cool. All the parts with Jack Sparrow looked really fucking cool, to be honest.
Like, yeah, no, like, and the combat looks awesome now. It does. And I can't wait. I've been waiting for a long time for this game.
Yeah. I'm not quite as amped as you are. My hype.
And I saw the gummy ships are still there.
Yes, I love the fucking gummy ships. That's one of the best parts of the game. But anyway, so my hype for this one was firm, but with some give.
I'm hard. I'm fucking hard.
It's fucking hard for this one. Okay.
That's all. That's all I came to the.
Ready to strap your shit and lube up. We're good to go. So overall for their conference, I know you didn't watch the whole thing, but for their presser, I actually gave them a B+. It was very short and sweet. It was only an hour long, which is good because they showed what needed to be shown, and that was it. Mm-hmm. I also like the fact that they are getting back to what they know and what's good. A lot of Square Enix stuff in the last, say, 5-10 years has been garbage. So they're kind of getting back to what's good. And it looks like they're sticking to what they know. But I really like the short and sweet format. I just wish there was a little more in-game footage from theirs. Mm-hmm. And again, if you didn't watch it, don't worry about it. Because again, like I said, it's pretty short.
And a lot of things were in other conferences too. So
exactly.
I looked to see what they had in the conference. I was like, yeah, I'll go watch the Kingdom Hearts stuff. And I checked out the little bit they showed of the Monster Hunter crossover.
Yep.
But I wish they would have, I don't know, I wish they would have had a little more that I cared about. But not so much there for me.
Fair enough. Okay. Where are we doing at? Oh, we're still good. We'll probably pause around if we get to 2.5 hours before saving to save again. That being said, I got Sony next, but before we get into that, just so we don't end up finishing on one I didn't watch, why don't we go into a little bit about Nintendo next, because I didn't catch that one.
So, Nintendo...
I
don't really have too much depth on the other ones, but they showed a trailer for Daemon X Machina.
Okay.
Which is like a cool mech-looking game.
Yeah.
And I really badly want a mech-looking game. Like, I want a mech game real bad right now.
Okay.
So it looked almost...
What kind of mech? Like action? Like you're piloting the mech?
Action, like, kind of like Zone of Enders kind of style looking.
Oh, okay. So
I saw it. Like, I just wrote I want it. I don't really know too much about it because I was kind of skipping through quick because there was really only one game I wanted to really see a lot about, or a couple games I wanted to see about, but... it looks cool.
Yeah.
They showed next after I only really put the ones I cared about in it, but they showed Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Cool.
Which I didn't play the first one, but after seeing this one, I kind of want to go back and play the first one.
Just be aware it's a bit of a grind. I have the game. If you want to borrow it, actually, I think I have the Wii U version. I think it originally came out on. You're welcome to borrow mine and play it. It's a good game. It's just there's parts of it where you're like, oh, I got in a new area and now all enemies are 30 levels higher than me, so now I got to grind for 2 hours before I can move on. Lather, rinse, repeat. But the game itself is actually so I hope they get a little less of that. I know apparently I guess Japanese people really like that because that seems to be a part of the Japanese RPGs is that grind.
Oh yeah, there's a very grindy game sometimes. But yeah, no. Looks interesting. I would kind of want. I don't know. It looks like I would maybe get it.
Just the fact that Xenoblade Chronicles 2, I will probably play it based on that because it's a good pedigree. I liked it. I didn't mind Xenoblade Chronicles X, but 2 I guess is a direct sequel to the first, so we'll go from there. So that sounds cool to me.
Not too much of an opinion on it. I was kind of just going through these ones real quick.
Yep.
But then Mario Party, new Mario Party coming out on the Switch.
About fucking time for a proper
It looks
new Mario
really
Party.
cool. So they showed like people sitting at a table. So if you have 2 switches, when you go into, there was like a tank battle that they did.
Yeah.
You can connect the switches together and then swipe both of them together, and it will link them together. And you can build the map with how you set up the different switches.
Oh, that's pretty neat.
So yeah, it was pretty cool. So they set up they're like, oh, we want more of an angle, and they set the switches up like this, and they went whoop across.
Okay.
And then you can drive your tanks through to the next.
That's going to mean a hell of a lot to people listening to the podcast. But that being said, he's putting 2 sheets of paper together at an angle so they don't line up straight. Is what he's doing.
You can connect, you just place them beside each other.
Yeah.
There's a bit of a dead zone obviously between them. But the person with the Yoshi tank drove onto the other switch, and they're banking shots from one to the other, so it looks pretty cool. I really would like a Mario Party game on the Switch. So.
I would too, and there hasn't been a real one for a while, and the last one kind of sucked. So I'm glad they're doing this, because Nintendo is kind of the king of making gimmicky shit fun.
Yeah.
And this sounds, because everyone else makes gimmicky shit and it's not fun. But Nintendo makes gimmicky shit and it's fun, and this sounds like it'll be a fun use of their stuff, which is good, because I love Nintendo in general. I just hate their press conferences.
And then, they showed a Fire Emblem game. I've never really played them that much.
If you like tactical RPGs, they're great.
This one I was like, you know what? I might finally get into it, because they had Fire Emblem Warriors that came out that was kind of just like
that was just a one-on-one.
It's just like a Dynasty Warrior kind of thing.
Yeah, it's not the Fire Emblem series.
And I was like, that's not the real thing. But this new Fire Emblem, I was like,
do you have a 3DS?
Technically. Yes.
Okay, because I have the last 2, I think.
I don't know where it is, though.
Okay, well, you can actually also just borrow my 3DS if you want. Anyway, they are worth playing. If you like tactical RPGs, they're a little tough to get into because the system is very unintuitive. You have to be like, okay, axe beats sword, or axe beats spear, spear beats sword, sword beats axe, and then different types of units moving around. So it's a real crunchy game. Once you get into it, it's a lot of fun. But I like the Fire Emblem series in general.
Because it looked like you're using the whole platoons and stuff. And
as long as they don't fuck it up, honestly, there's a legion of fans out there. Just be like, it's
like
Fire Emblem, I'm buying it.
I've always heard of it. I've always kind of been interested into it.
Yeah.
But I've never actually played one yet, so maybe this is the time. Because there was a lot of the games at the Nintendo press conference. I was like, I kind of want to try that. I want to play my Switch. I want to play my Switch more. So
cool. I don't actually have a Switch, so I'll have to try yours sometime.
Yeah. Then they announced there's going to be a Monster Hunter coming to it. Not Monster Hunter World, but I don't know. If I want to play Monster Hunter, I'd play World.
Yeah, World's a pretty sweet game.
I have it on Xbox, but I'm waiting for it to come out on PC to play it again.
Yeah, same.
And then they got into what I really wanted, or we'll go off a little bit off of the way that they.
Yeah, you don't have to present it in order. That's fine.
Yeah. Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee.
Yeah, so I took a little look at those specifically. Interesting concept. I think this is my theory on this. The people who make the mainline series Pokemon games, somewhere a game or two back, they called up Nintendo HQ and said, listen, we're fucking out of ideas.
Yeah.
They said, you have to go somewhere else with Pokemon because we have taken it to its conclusion.
Well, I started playing Pokemon Go again. Yeah. And I never have experienced Gen 3 before.
Okay.
And I was like, what the fuck are these things? So, and what is there, 7 generations? I played, the last
6
one I
or
played...
7.
Yeah, the last one I played was Y.
Okay.
And I was like, some of these are interesting,
yeah,
but I feel like in between, there's some real weird Pokemon.
There's always been weird, where you're just chasing ice cream cones and gears and giant noses and shit. Yeah, there was some weird Pokemon in there.
But no, I'm kind of excited for this game because you can... until this morning when I logged into my Pokemon Go account and can't log back in, and it's community day too with 3 times XP, so I'm kind of mad about that. But
because everyone else is logging in for the 3 times XP too.
Yeah,
right?
maybe. But so you can transfer Pokemon from Go into Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. You can't go the opposite way. You can also, there's like a little Pokeball peripheral that they're going to have that you can play with.
Yeah, I saw that. You can actually like throw you mimic throwing the Pokeball.
Yeah, so you can do curveballs, you can just throw it. Because when you run into, you can see the wild Pokemon now. They do kind of like appear randomly as well, but not like you're just walking in grass. You'll see them pop up.
Yeah.
And then you can actually see one you want to go after, or you can try to avoid them. But there was like Pidgeys and stuff just flying across, like trying to hit into you and stuff.
Fucking Pidgey just died.
But you don't battle them anymore. Like you don't fight them until they get to low health and then catch them. Now it's just feed them a berry, throw the Pokeball, same way as it is in Pokemon Go with the circle coming in. But then there is battles, and you can level up from catching Pokemon now.
Nice.
And then you do battle other ones, and you can play co-op too with one Switch. So all you need is you can play with one Joy-Con. Yep. So you can have two people play, and then you can try to time it to both throw Pokeballs to get it perfect to capture them. And you can play looks like you can play the whole game co-op.
I was going to say, that doesn't actually make sense to hit one Pokemon with two balls, but whatever.
No, so...
Insert hitting one thing with two balls joke here. Anyway.
Yeah, and so you can play co-op. You can also... So if you, depending on what version you get, Pikachu will ride on your shoulder, Eevee rides on your head.
Yeah.
Then you can... also have a buddy follow you around, so for the most part there was a Charmander following behind.
Yeah.
But then they switched to Onix, and they were actually riding on the Onix, and it was
huge.
huge.
That's pretty cool.
So it was really sweet. And then
that sounds like fun.
When you have a co-op friend, when you're in a battle, you can both battle at the same time.
Okay, see, I like the sound of that. That sounds like a lot of fun.
So,
because I'm a big fan of the Pokemon series. I've never been a huge fan of the peripherals. But this sounds like it might draw me into that kind of side.
Yeah, and this isn't even the
series.
real Pokemon game either.
Yeah, exactly.
This is just it's coming out this year while they work on the mainline game for 2019.
Yeah.
So it looks fun. Like, a lot of people don't like it, but I love Pokemon, and it has all the Gen 1 Pokemon, so I really like Gen 1 Pokemon.
Yeah, same thing. I came up on Gen 1. Yeah.
I know Gen 1 really well, a little bit of Gen 2, and then I know some of whatever was in Y.
Yep.
But... no, I'm looking forward to it. I'm definitely going to get it. You'll probably never be able to get the Pokeball peripheral because it's Nintendo.
Yeah, well, it's probably still be easier to get that than the collector's edition of that helmet for fucking Fallout 76. Yeah. But yeah, you'll never be able to find one because they'll produce they'll produce 2,000 instead of 2 million.
I'm looking forward to it. I think I'll get the Pikachu version.
Okay. Well, then if I get it, I'll grab the Eevee version just so that we can get the best of both worlds.
Because, like, I don't know. Well, you can always catch a Pikachu in the Viridian Forest.
That's true.
But I think it just matters for what your buddy is. I don't know if they'll have like they normally do with the two games where there's different Pokemon. I would have to see the list actually of what Pokemon are in it to know what one I want to get. That's always how I make my decision.
I suspect it'll be because there'd be no reason to release two versions unless there was some kind of difference, and they've always done that with them. So I see no reason why they wouldn't for this one. So. But that sounds cool. I think I can get into that.
It's fun. It looks fun. It looks like it would be a fun thing to play with other people, and it's kind of looks like it's like drop in, drop out for the second person as well.
Nice, excellent. That sounds like they're getting it right.
The thing that I wrote Nintendo wins just because I love Smash.
Yeah.
Have you seen much on the new Smash?
A little bit, not a lot. I know it exists.
They spent so much time on it. Okay. And it, like, normally when they spend a lot of time on a game, you're like, oh, who cares? But they like broke down. They showed all the characters.
Yeah. Oh, all of them, eh?
Yeah, like for the most part, there's like 64 characters. So they're bringing. So it's Smash Ultimate. And they're bringing back every Smash character that's ever been in a Smash game is in this one.
Does that include like the outside licensed ones like Snake and Cloud?
Snake's
and
back.
Like that?
Cloud's back.
Okay.
Like everybody's there.
Nice.
So there's a huge roster. They showed what skins some of them are going to have. They showed different move sets and changes they've made to them.
Yeah.
Like they were going like really in depth, like showing moves like for different characters.
Well, admittedly, a whole new Smash is a big fucking deal.
Yeah. So like, it just looks insane. Like,
nice. Well, I'll definitely be grabbing this guy when I pick up my Switch.
I'm very excited. 8-player battles are going to be back.
Nice.
They showed off a lot of people's final smashes.
Nice.
Which I never play with those anyways, and I always only really play on Omega stages, which every map's going to have an Omega stage. And
no items.
Yeah,
Fox only.
Yeah,
Final destination.
I always just turn off items, but. So there's a lot of memes out there. I guess Waluigi, he's not a playable character in it.
Okay.
He is just an assist item. Okay. So people are mad about that.
I've seen some for what's that big dragon thing from Metroid?
Riley.
Yeah. So
Ridley.
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 He turns up, and I can't remember who it is, but so it's just like the door, the place for stage hazards is 2 floors down.
Yeah. Well, it's like because I was watching the Twitch VOD, so there's chat there too, and as soon as they show it, they're just like too big. It does look too big.
Yeah.
Like its hitbox looks like it's going to be insanely large.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm pumped. Like I can't wait for it to come out.
Yeah.
And
that's even you just mentioning it now. When
every
tonight,
character.
I'll be watching the video.
Oh yeah, like watch it. Like they have them like breaking down a whole bunch. Chat was kind of just like stop. This is too much. Please stop.
This is too much Smash.
It was just like they're bringing back everybody. They really broke down the moves. What was the thing they're gonna have? Like there's characters that are similar. What do they call them? Echelon characters.
Okay.
So like there'll be Peach and Daisy are like going to be very similar. So they're like number like 28 for what's that? Kid Icarus.
Yeah.
He's got his dark version and his white version, so that he's an Echelon 1. So there's like, I don't know, like with the Echelon versions, because it's just 28E.
Yeah.
There's probably going to be, there's almost like probably 70 fighters.
Nice.
So I don't know how they're going to balance that, but who cares?
Smash, I mean, yeah, I know they have like tournaments and stuff, but I don't play it for about. Smash is a game that's about being cool as shit.
Yeah, so
yes, there's esports around it.
I'm pumped. Yeah, like I still watch Smash esports a lot. So I don't know, see how it works out, and I'm very pumped for it. I think that was like one of the things I was most hyped for.
Yep.
In their presentation, there wasn't really a whole lot of talking with the other ones. It was kind of just like, here's a trailer, and then they talked the most. I did watch a little bit of the Treehouse event afterwards to see more Pokemon.
I hate the Treehouse shit.
Yeah,
that's why I don't watch Nintendo.
I wanted to see the gameplay, so I just watched. Oh, and I guess another thing for those of you who care, Fortnite's on the Switch now.
Yay!
And it's cross-play with Xbox and PC.
I mean, that's cool for those who play it. Great, but if I were going to play Fortnite...
Oh, and then Mario Tennis is also a thing coming out. There was a beta for it not too long ago that I wasn't around to try it out. But the way they did the beta was cool, from what I was told, is that it was a tournament.
Okay.
And whoever won, like, you could win. You win the beta.
Okay.
So your matches and scores were calculated, and it was
so
a big tournament. Yeah.
So someone out there has I won the Mario Tennis 2018 beta award. Okay.
Yeah. So no, that's another game that I'd probably pick up is the Mario Tennis.
I'd probably give it. I mean, they've actually done the Mario sports games have actually been pretty good.
Yeah,
so,
like the golf and the tennis, they've always been good. Did I ever play the Strikers?
Mario Kart's kind of a thing too.
Yeah, Mario Kart. But yeah, no, that was all I was really excited about for that. But cool. I think Nintendo did a great job. It had some games that
sounds like everything in it was at least interesting. But
pretty much everything that they showed, I kind of want or am interested in, and like for the people that it's Nintendo. They only really make the same games over and over again, but
they do them well.
For being the same games over and over again, they do a good job, and they have a pretty loyal fan base on most of them, and I think they're doing a great job. So keep it up, Nintendo.
Good stuff. Keep it up, Nintendo.
They're one of my favorites. Like, they didn't have a whole lot, but what they showed, I'm very interested in. I can't wait to put my Switch to more use.
It sounds like you're going to get some good use out of that. Well, that's awesome. So I got Sony next. Would you rather Well, you did the PC stuff. So why don't you mention what you mentioned for it, just because you...
there was the game Sable. It looks interesting art style. It's like the desert game. I don't know a whole lot about it. It was also in the Microsoft press conference, I believe. And I just thought it was interesting. I'd like to check it out when it comes out.
Yep.
But yeah, for the most part, the only other thing I saw that was in there was like the Walking Dead game, but it's going to be kind of meh. But not a whole lot.
I always skip the PC conference unless I got a bunch of free time.
And then they talk about like some hardware and stuff. I'm like, I don't care. Like
I will give a shit about that.
When I buy
my next build, because it may not even be relevant in the slightest when you're doing it. I'm not one of those people who's like, ooh, new graphics card, I gotta buy it, right? Like, I'm like, okay, my things, I can't play things on Ultra anymore, time for a new build, then I look at what's out there.
Yeah.
You know, so that stuff never...
having a bunch of corporate people come up and be like, ooh, like all their buzzwords and stuff, and... No. Yeah. Not a whole lot on PC, like I only wrote down 2 things. I very quickly skipped through it. Yep. They had the Hunt Showdown, which I think is still in early access or about to come out of early access. That looked kind of neat, but not really gonna spend my time on it. I don't know. A lot of the games, it's like I'm kind of interested, but I just don't feel like spending my time on it. So let's go into the PlayStation. So I don't think I watched the real conference because I must have just watched I just watched the trailers, I guess, because it was just like trailer, and then I was done. And these are really the only games that I saw.
Okay, well, I'll go over. I did watch the whole conference.
Okay, so I must have watched the wrong thing.
Now, here's the thing.
And by that point, because I watched these all over the course of like 4 hours.
Yeah. By
that point, I was just like kind of like, okay, yeah, like I just like to see the games, like.
Fair enough.
So I didn't watch all the talking.
All right, so we'll get to that. So first of all, I actually you may have just gotten a condensed version because I actually skipped a bunch of it because they had between the actual stage presentation and the trailers, they actually had a kind of interview section which was just like talking heads almost.
Oh, okay.
I actually skipped those parts because I didn't give a shit. Again, if I wanted to watch the 8-hour extended cut, I would. I'm just more interested in the games presentations. Yeah. So you may just have seen a condensed version. Did it open with Last of Us Part 2?
I skipped it.
Okay.
I don't want to look at it because I at one point in time I will watch the first, or I will play the first one.
Okay, so first of all, I will tell you there is, unless the only thing that could possibly be spoiled is whether certain characters live or die.
Yeah. Which
honestly, when you play the game, is about keeping them alive. So don't worry about it. Watch it. There's no spoilers worth noting.
Okay.
So here's the first thing. It opens with the two least attractive lesbians on the planet making out. One of them is ugly, and the other one looks prepubescent.
Okay.
So that's that. I don't know where the fuck they were going with that. Because if they're trying to appeal to the audience who likes lesbians, they failed. If they're trying to appeal to the audience who likes, I don't know what, they failed. Because the politically correct crowd will hate them for using lesbians as a marketing tool. People who actually want to see lesbians will be like, those lesbians are not fucking attractive. So I don't know where they were going. But anyway, it doesn't look interesting. There's some stealth gameplay in it that would have looked cool if I hadn't seen the Tomb Raider one first, because the Tomb Raider stealth combat looks way better. The protagonist looks to be the worst person at combat ever. However, I will say the AI is either scripted very specifically for the gameplay demo they showed, or it actually is good. And since the AI in the first one actually wasn't bad, it makes me think they may have actually done some good AI for this. So that looks interesting. I put a note in, pardon me while I craft explosive arrows on the fly in 3 seconds while I'm hiding behind a bench. And if it's all, it didn't say at the beginning, if it's all in-engine, it looks good. Otherwise, again, it's the typical lies from E3. But my hype level for this one is about Jack at the end of Titanic in that ice water.
Yeah.
So
I've tried to play through that game a couple times, and everyone is always like all about it, and I'm just like, I play a bit, I'm like, yeah, I don't know. Really
it's one of the most overhyped games on the planet. I didn't like the first one that much either. I have no idea.
I never played all the way through. I played a little bit into it. I get a little farther every time, but I'm just like, I can't be bothered. I don't really play my PlayStation that much.
That's fair. Anyway, it's not great. Then they had Call of Duty Black Ops 4.
I didn't watch that either because I don't care about COD.
I actually watched it because...
I don't even think that was him. I don't remember even seeing that trailer in the thing I watched.
Fair enough. So Black Ops is the only Call of Duty series I've actually liked. I hated 3.
Yeah.
4 goes back to modern times or near future. And the cool thing is, the whole trailer for it was just them saying all the opening maps that they're putting in are just re-releases of all the best classic maps from Call of Duty Black Ops 1 and 2.
So very low effort.
So very low effort, but at the same time, fucking cool maps because it's the good ones.
It's the good ones, yeah.
So that being said, it literally said all my favorite maps. That's cool. That being said, it's Call of Duty. Whatever. So I didn't even put a hype level because it was like a 30-second trailer. Destiny 2, did you watch that at all? As soon as
after I was done, I was like, that can't have been their press conference. They didn't talk at all. It was just trailer. But fuck Destiny.
Okay, so I just put, someone was trying to be as edgy as possible with the trailer again, fucking dark shit, and then I just put 0 fucks given, hate the fucking game. That's literally my next thing. Okay. Oh, so the next thing they had was a fucking live bamboo flute player to introduce the next game. He is the whitest looking weeaboo I have ever seen. So he's dressed in a fucking straw Japanese jingasa, which is that triangular hat. All Japanese kimono and straw socks. Old fucking white dude playing on a fucking bamboo Japanese flute badly. It was the stupidest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. But that said, it introduced Ghost of Tsushima. Did you see that one?
I did watch the trailer for that.
Okay, perfect. Did you see any gameplay as part of the trailer?
I didn't see any gameplay.
Okay, they had a little bit of gameplay in the actual conference. Not a lot.
Yeah.
But the trailer
looks insane.
Fucking cool.
I'm like, I'm in.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
I had a note here. It's like, hello, my name is Jin, and I like flute music and long walks in the grass, because the gameplay intro is just like him walking through fields. It looks gorgeous. Again, final game will never look that good, especially on a console, because the pop-in for that amount of vegetation would be insane. But that being said, it did look very good. The game looks really, really cool. Art style I really liked. And it looks like a really fucking cool samurai game. Like, really.
Yeah, I watched some of the stuff from the Game Developer Conference a while back. And I was like, man, that looks insane.
Looks fucking cool. So my hype for this is hard as a katana forged by a master Japanese swordsmith. That's where I put. Then there was some music that was not live, but being played by a banana on screen. Don't ask me why.
Oh, yeah. I saw some of that. I think that's kind of where that was on the trailers.
Did you see the trailer for Control?
No, I guess not.
No, okay, so you...
whatever I watched, it started off with Resident Evil 2.
Okay, fair enough. We'll get... That's the next one I've got after this. So, it looks actually really neat. Kind of very cinematic, but with good effects. It looks like it's like a kind of shooter type game, but like you can... The level looks like it's made out of like maybe nano robots or something. So you're kind of the place is rearranging and shit all around you and turning into cubes and moving around and shit. So that one looks it looks interesting. They didn't show a whole lot. So, I really like the look of it, but there wasn't enough. So my hype for that one is a half-loaded porn image back in the days of dial-up internet. So...
The good old
days. So anyway, before we get into the good stuff from this one, so it looks like now we're looking at ones that we've both seen, I'm just going to do a quick pause. Again, no one's going to notice the time in between, and save the file. And we are both back and backed up and ready to continue on, so we don't have a disastrous result of what I believe was the 2016 podcast, where we had to redo almost an hour and a half of recording. Yeah. So moving on to the... trailers that Gapper got to actually watch now.
Yeah.
The Resident Evil 2 remake coming out on January 25th, 2019. It looked cool. This is one of those games I think has deserved a remake on an engine that doesn't suck, because the game was good for its time, but suffered from the technical limitations and controller stuff of that period, and I think remaking it would be fantastic.
I remember I've seen videos. I never did play it.
Yeah.
But I have seen the videos. I'm like, oh god, that looks like a monstrosity to control.
Yes,
walking
it's
around.
Absolutely terrible. The way aiming worked in it and the way you had to move was just... It was like tank controls, basically, on a character. So it was really bad. But this one deserves a remake in one of the modern engines. I loved the game when it came out, but hated the controls. Once Resident Evil 4 came out, it was like, okay, there's no reason to ever have controls like the shitty old ones again. And so I'm hoping it follows down that road. Great potential. In the end... How it plays and how they change that will determine its worthiness. The game's going to be big. It's going to sell 1 million copies anyway, so
I'm good on that. Something definitely look forward to. And
so
I'll try it out.
If you didn't play the original, unfortunately you're not going to get the joke, but my hype level for this is harder than saving enough ammo to fight William Birkin. And because one of the big things about the end, some people probably giggled if they heard it, the big thing about the other one was saving enough ammo to fight the end boss with and not ending up with your default handgun. Because you had to fight him in like 4 stages, and half the time you use up your ammo throughout the game. But anyway, hates to explain the joke, but I figured if you hadn't played the original, you wouldn't get it. Did you see Trevor Save the Universe? Trevor Saves the Universe.
Not in what I watched.
It's by one of the co-creators of Rick and Morty.
You know what?
Trippy as fuck.
I did. Yeah, no, I did see that. I just didn't write it down.
So
I was just like, I don't know.
Here's what I put.
Is.
I was never really a fan of comedy games, and not only is it a comedy game, but it doesn't even look funny. And my hype level, I put insert softer than Pickle Rick joke here. Moving on, there was
Szechuan sauce.
Moving on, there was a little bit more Kingdom Hearts 3 stuff. This one had a lot of Jack Sparrow in this one. So again, I don't think there's much to say about this that we didn't already say.
I want it,
but looks good.
Fucking want it.
Yeah. And apparently there's going to be an all-in-one package for the PlayStation 4 where you can get the enhanced versions of the previous two, like 2.5 and 2.8.
So I just recently bought the PlayStation 1, and I don't know, I guess I just got the one. I just got the 1.5 2...
And 2.5.
I don't know if I have 2.5 and 2.8. I don't know. There's so fucking
Anyway,
many.
whatever.
Trying to figure out what Kingdom Hearts games there are.
Yeah. It's worse than trying to figure out the Zelda timeline.
Yeah.
Like, it's just... Anyway, they're all fun, though, so...
Oh, they're all awesome.
So whatever. But yeah, so it's good. Moving on. Death Stranding.
Yeah.
So, the trailer opened gross as fuck. And I just put gross as fuck because they didn't announce the game yet. I'm like, gross as fuck. I wonder what the fuck this could be. Oh, it's Death... And like Norman Reedus. Vague narration. Yep, it's Death Stranding. I still believe that Death Stranding is an elaborate joke by Hideo Kojima on the gaming community. He got together with Norman Reedus and said, look, we're going to put out all this cool looking shit and not explain any of it. There is no game. However, shortly after I wrote that down, there was gameplay.
So I was away. I watched the trailer. I watched the like 8-minute thing on my phone.
Yeah.
But then when I watched it on my computer last night,
yeah,
I was just like so grossed out by him ripping his toenail off.
Yeah.
I was like, ugh, damn, this was way easier to watch it on my phone.
Yeah. Up on your face in HD is that. So there was some gross stuff. But so the gameplay, they didn't actually show much. Did you see any gameplay in the part you saw?
I did, yeah.
Was it all just him walking, basically?
Yeah.
So I looked at that.
Did you see the meme? You know the meme, the Bear Grylls meme? So it was just like, it was like adapt, and it shows him walking, like overcome, what is it, adapt, innovate, or something, overcome.
Oh, the Marine Corps one, adapt, improvise, and overcome.
Yeah, and then it shows Bear Grylls going like this, but then Bear Grylls' face, it has Hideo Kojima's face on it instead, and then it's just like, oh yeah, okay. Yeah, it showed the parts of him going up, climbing up the mountain, going through the water, and it was funny. But yeah, no, it was... I don't know. I have no idea what I watched.
No, exactly. I mean,
it's like you
engage. A fetus-powered shadow detection device. I don't know what the fuck that was.
I rewatched all the other trailers, right?
Yeah.
So like trailer 1, you're like, okay, yeah, like this is a teaser. Like, shows like here's Norman Reedus. The second one, it's like with the World War II like skeletal soldiers and tanks and airplanes and Mads and stuff. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. And where was he? I didn't see him at all in this one.
He hasn't been in anything since. Yeah. And then the third one is when they're at that truck, and then like the guy tries to kill himself, but the unseen force won't let him, and then the one guy, like the dead body, disintegrates, and a badass dude comes down onto the thing. And then this is just him walking around and shit. I'm like, what? Like, what is this
all
game?
The gameplay footage is literally just him walking, climbing, or swimming.
But then it's like, oh, what level are you? Like, do you have the extinction factor? I'm like, what the hell does that mean? Like, what's the what level are you, Sam Porter Bridges?
Yeah, exactly. Well, what I put on this as a notice, like, this was what we get when Kojima has no boss to tell him, no, that's too fucking weird. This is pretty much
like the game's not coming out. Like, we're probably gonna get another E3 or 2 out of these, right? Like,
at least he knows when the fucking game's gonna come out.
What is it? It can't just be walking around with gear.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there was the part where he was, like I said, using the fetus-powered radar, and then gets swarmed by the shadows. I will note too. I put in a special note too that I wanted to mention. I hope the likenesses of the actors in game look as good as they do in the footage, because if they do, it's the best capture of faces I've ever seen. Oh, yeah. Like, there's no doubt. Oh, that's Norman Reedus. Oh, there's Mads Mikkelsen. There's, what's her name? I'm pronouncing it wrong. Leia Seydoux, probably. I think that's how her name is pronounced. And I don't know the other actress at the end, but I know she's also, I saw a picture of them side by side. That looks fucking amazing. I'm starting to
learn. I feel like I'm learning more about the universe. Like, you gotta cover your mouth.
Yeah.
When they're nearby, and like then the babies are powering things, and the little flappy arm thing.
Fetus-powered radar detection
and
thing. And then apparently Norman Reedus is immortal or something, because they're like, oh yeah, you'll be fine, but the area will still be a crater or something.
I'm just like, that's interesting. So if these things get them, then everything just gets nuked. But I feel like the babies, you must be able to come back through the babies, but I don't know, because the rain makes everything age quicker. Maybe you just throw the baby out in the rain, and all of a sudden you got another Norman Reedus.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
I'll
laugh if the whole game is just like a walking simulator. Like it's just like literally you're just Norman Reedus walking around,
you need to bring gear
talking
from
about
to that place and
about weird, because apparently he's just a delivery man, don't you know?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what kind of fucking insane person would be a delivery person in that world. Like, holy shit.
Range your fucking age.
Yeah. you gotta range you age. There's fucking, you gotta power a radar detector with a fetus to detect explosive ghost shadow things.
Little oily hand monsters.
Yeah, like invisible oily hand monsters running around. Like, and apparently they can just show up when you're just sitting there looking at a photo. And
there's always people showing up going, shh.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I don't get it, but I want it. I want it so bad.
Yeah, so my hype level for this, I put, it's a pubescent boy in a strong breeze. Very aroused, but no idea why.
Yeah.
So that's
I can't wait for next year's E3 trailer. Yeah. I'm pumped.
Yeah, I am too. You know, sometime, like, on my deathbed, I am going to talk to, like, there's going to be, like, Hideo Kojima and Norman Reedus' heads in a jar, because they're both older than me, so hopefully I outlive them. And I'm going to ask them, I'm going to be like, listen, I'm about to die, I can't afford to have my head preserved in a jar. What is Death Stranding?
Yeah.
And hopefully they will answer.
Well, I saw a thing, Koji's just like, yeah, I'm 55, like, this might be I could die at any day, like, this might be my last game. I'm like, what? Like...
You're Japanese, dude. You're gonna live to be 100.
Yeah, I was like, you're gonna live to be 100. Like, and since because of another game, I've been reading a lot of books lately. You just go to Tokyo and you get your DNA reset. Like, that's the thing. Like, yeah.
There
so
you go.
I don't know, man. But yeah, maybe 3 or 4 more E3 trailers, and I'll understand.
Yeah, who knows? And then the thing is that even after the game comes out and you beat it, you're going to have to look at all the collated footage and buy a book that's only available in Japanese and watch everything he's put online.
But it looks like there was a gun. He pulls out a gun and there was a settlement. So it looks like you might actually do more than walking.
Yeah, well, presumably you have to deliver the shit to someone.
Yeah.
Someone needs that fetus delivered.
No, that's your fetus.
I think there's going to be more fetuses. Well, you were carrying. There's a part where there's a whole body in a backpack just sitting there. It's wrapped up like a gift for somebody. Yeah. It's just like, Jesus Christ.
I don't know, man.
Anyway, so I think that's enough speculation about the nature of Death Stranding because it's going nowhere. And Kojima knows, this is the best thing, he's a huge fucking troll. He knows everyone's going to sit down and have these fucking conversations. Yeah. And he knows we're going to be nowhere near what it actually is. I will say, though, the man is a genius. I'll give him that. So moving on, Neo 2.
Yeah.
Didn't play the first Neo. I've been told it's good. It's on my list of to-play games. Haven't bought it because
it just came out on PC recently.
And it's still full price. That's why I haven't played it.
I got it on sale for like 20% off at one point.
Yeah. Well, there's a Steam sale coming up I'm waiting for, so that's why.
June 21st, right?
June 20th.
That's usually on the
leaked.
Equinox, right?
Well, it's leaked that supposedly it actually is a set. So
I don't know why people are like, oh, I never know what it's going to be. It's like, it's always on it's always on Equinox.
Yeah, it's yeah.
Like, there's like websites that are like, when's the next Steam sale? I'm like, it'll be June 21st. Like, every other time it's been.
You know?
I don't know, like, figure out when June 21st is
exactly.
answer.
Exactly.
But,
you learn ancient astronomy so you can figure out when the equinox is and where the moon's going to be, or you can just fucking look up the calendar online. But anyway, so Steam sale coming up.
But
Neo.
Neo 1's a lot of fun.
Yeah, looks cool. I love that kind of gameplay. Because it's Team Ninja, right, I think?
Yeah.
And I've always loved Team Ninja games. Hard, but always a lot of fun. So,
yeah. It's very hard. It's Dark Souls-like, very fast.
Yeah. Which is what I like, because Dark Souls, I didn't like the slowish combat.
Yeah,
I prefer the speedy combat.
The way you get items are really cool in that game, so probably we'll do the same as... Yeah. When other players die, where they died, you can summon the Revenant, and then when you kill them, you can get a set of their gear.
That's cool.
So when I was playing through on PC recently with that one, I just kept farming Revenants to try to get this one gear set, and then did it that way. So yeah, no, I'm definitely looking forward to it. I have not beat the first one, but I've played it on PlayStation 4, and I've played it on...
Nice.
It's one of the few games I actually own for PS4.
Yeah. There wasn't a whole lot to this trailer, though. Very little.
No, not a whole lot to it, but
it was just like demon horn thing, Neo 2. I'm like, okay, cool. So for this one, I put the hype level on this is the first row of pixels is loaded on a porn image in the dial-up era. It's gonna be exciting, but there's nothing to really see yet. But I'll probably get that. Then somebody came out and played chopsticks on a piano. If you were watching the actual... Like I said, there was a whole ton of meaningless musical performances that...
They had that symphony 1 year, and now they think they can just do all this, eh?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, next up, Spoderman! It's Spoderman! The fighting looked really fucking fun.
I want that game so bad.
It just looked really cool.
I know my one buddy, he's been saying for, 2 years, a year now, that he's buying a PlayStation for Spider-Man.
Yeah. Spider-Man just looks... That game looks like Spider-Man properly put into a video game.
Oh, yeah.
You're fucking jumping around, throwing webs, backflipping, kicking people, swinging along, smashing into people in the air, all that kind of cool shit. And they actually had a fair amount of gameplay in there, and it looked like...
They broke into the raft and everyone's...
Yeah, everyone's out.
Everyone's out.
Looked cool. First mission. I don't necessarily like the new costumes for some of the villains, but looks like there's going to be a story behind that. So.
No, I'm excited. I can't wait for it.
Yeah, looks good.
Definitely going to pick that one up.
Yeah. No, my hype level, if I were a villain in the Spider-Man universe, I would be Boner Man. That's where I am on that one. So overall, I gave the Sony a B+. It's actually my favorite presentation of this one. It would have been an A if it weren't for the fucking stupid music. There were a lot of games in this that I was hyped about. Looking back, like most of the other ones
I saw, like all the ones on my little list there,
yeah.
I'd get them all.
The only ones that I saw that I didn't immediately want were either rehashes like Call of Duty and Destiny, which are, again, they're not Sony exclusive.
No.
Or, again, that last...
They're better to play on PlayStation.
Yeah, exactly. At least that's what they'll tell you.
No, for Destiny, it is better to play it on PlayStation because Destiny 2 came out before all the Destiny 1 content came out on Xbox.
That's fair enough. Though that being said, of course, since we're getting into the Xbox Microsoft conference, the guy probably said 30 times how it was better to play everything they have plays best on the Xbox. So, moving into the Xbox, which I guess will be our final one.
Yeah, do some Microsoft here. So, we open up with
Halo.
With Halo.
Of course. Why? Because every E3 opens with Halo for Microsoft, even if it's only tangentially related to Halo.
Yeah, so, I don't know, here's my thing. Going into this Microsoft press conference, I have barely played my Xbox, other than Monster Hunter, since, I don't know, almost a year. I'm almost a year into being switched over, or I guess since, September, October. But almost, we're getting close. A lot of these games, I used to be the biggest Xbox fanboy. That's all I played was Xbox. Yeah. A lot of these games, I really don't know if I want to go back. If I want to go to Xbox to play them. Most of the games I'm excited for are Sony exclusives, or they'll also be on PC.
Exactly.
But yeah, Halo. I guess I gotta go back for Halo though. But
I'm gonna wait and see because
I know lately they've been all our games will play on PC as well, but. They didn't say that Halo was going to be on PC, but I would love to play Halo on PC.
I would love to play Halo on PC too. I mean, unfortunately, we have to use the shitty Microsoft store to get it.
Oh, it's awful.
But that's life.
But Halo. They didn't show much. Just showed a little bit of a little bit of footage and didn't really talk about it too much. So because I didn't actually watch the real press conference for Sony. I feel like just. Off the top, the Microsoft press conference, it felt like a press conference.
I'll get into that as I go along. I've made a couple comments, but it did not. It was just a bunch of trailers almost and stuff.
They're we got 50 games, 18 exclusives, 15 world premieres.
Yeah.
It really felt like a traditional E3 press conference.
Yeah, I actually I'll note at the end, but I said this would have been a fantastic press conference 10 years ago. Was exactly what I put down for
it felt very
very old school. Here's a bunch of shit and take a look at it. But yeah, for Halo, I put, because they only had a 1 minute trailer, so my hype level is just like the ladies, it takes more than a minute to get me excited. But I'll probably play it. I'll probably come over to your house and play it, to be honest, because I don't have an Xbone, so I'm probably not going to buy one for that. So moving on.
The thing is, it's I just got the regular, I got my day one Xbox One still.
Yeah.
I don't want to buy an Xbox One X.
Yeah, exactly.
So hopefully these games all come out on PC.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to upgrade, and I really don't want to play on my old one. Yeah. So I don't know. That's where I'm at right now with Microsoft. But then next up,
before we get into that real quick, I just wanted to mention. For this press conference, because it was very, very, very rapid fire, a lot of 1 minute, 2 minute trailers, I stopped using the patented erectometer except in instances where it was long enough or interesting enough to provoke a reaction. Because to be frank and honest, there are only so many words you can use to describe a half-interested boner, and I ran out of them because like you said, there's 50 games in this. Even though I think about 12 of them were 10-second clips in that one montage. But anyway, moving on. Next up, they had the Ori sequel. It seemed odd. They said this was an exclusive, and it seems really odd for this to be an exclusive. They announced just that little thing in the front says "exclusive" at the start, which struck me as odd.
The first one was exclusive, so.
Well, no, this is on PC now.
Oh, when they say exclusive,
it's timed exclusive. Yeah.
No. They mean exclusive to PC and Windows Store.
No, it's on Steam. I have it on Steam.
On Steam?
I have Oreo. I have both editions of Oreo.
Oh yeah, I do have it on Steam.
Yeah, I got one from Humble Bundle, and then I bought the Definitive Edition later.
But I think, well, a lot of the time though, when Microsoft says exclusive, they mean like just
Timed
they mean
exclusive.
PC and Xbox.
That's true. That's fair enough.
I think that they
won't
a lot
be
of
on
time,
PlayStation.
Yeah, a lot of time this means it's not going to be on another console.
That's fair.
A lot
enough.
of these games will come out on PC that they say are exclusives.
Yeah, and a lot of them actually may come out on PlayStation in 5 or 10 years. So, but anyway, fair enough.
Yeah.
Anyway, my wife will be happy because it looks like an owl is involved, and she loves owls. Yeah. So it looks like you got an owl.
Yeah.
I like the first one. I thought it was a kind of.
I never did finish the first one. The art style's cool. The gameplay's fun.
It's like kind of a old school Metroidvania with a little bit of a cutesy art style. So it looks kind of interesting. It was a really odd choice, I think, to follow Halo with that and kind of lead into things with that because it's a little.
Well, it's one of their like kind of known Xbox platformers that they have now. So
okay,
I don't know.
Again, it looks alright. I'll probably play it. Again, I would never pay full price for it because I think Ori and the Blind Forest was $40 when it came out originally.
Yeah,
I think I bought it for $8.
I got it on a Steam sale.
Yeah, same thing
about it. So.
Alright, moving on. Sekiro Shadows Die Twice with a 2019 release date.
Fucking hard as fuck for that game.
Okay. It looks cool fucking zombie samurai dudes. Lots of slashy, stabby action.
I love my FromSoft. So.
Yeah, gameplay looks like fun. The only reason I wasn't super excited for this is because I still think it's the second best looking samurai game. I think that Ghost of Tsushima looked a little better in my opinion. Yeah. But this one looks like more fantasy. That one looked more realistic. Yeah. But it's close. So for this one, cool. I actually
you have your cool dead skeleton arm, your grappling hook, and it looks like you can turn into an axe. And the bosses looked really cool.
The boss looked really, and I love the fact that the one flattens him and he gets back up and fucks his head off with the katana. So this one I brought back the Erectometer, and I put for this one I'm as hard as steel forged by a knockoff Japanese swordsmith from Bangladesh. Not quite as hard as the real deal, but I am looking forward to
this. I'm looking forward to this one probably more than the ghosts there. But I want it. I've been playing a lot of Dark Souls Remastered lately, so I'm looking forward to this. Good. And then after that, we had Fallout 76.
Yeah, Todd Howard came out. Originally I just put Todd Howard as here probably to talk about Skyrim because that's what he always talks about.
But yeah, no,
there's nothing more to say about this.
I just skipped over that.
One. Same
then
thing.
They talked about Captain Spirit.
Yep, and I still give exactly about as much shits as I did before.
Yeah, so again, I only actually watched the Captain Spirit, and this one I didn't watch it in the other press conference.
The other one was actually better, because again, he was acting like super autistic in it. And I don't mean that to be offensive to autistic people. He was actually acting like an autistic kid, and I'm going to go out on a limb and assume, because of the nature of it, that's probably part of the game. So I'm not meaning that to be rude, I'm saying it in the literal sense. Crackdown 3, I think we had next.
So here's my thing. Yeah, so we got Terry Crews in it.
Well, that's the thing. The first thing I said is hey, it's voiced by Terry Crews. That's awesome. I wasn't aware they even made a second Crackdown, let alone that there was enough demand for a third.
Yeah, so it's been a while. I guess Crackdown 2 was on Xbox 360.
Yeah, I think the first Crackdown was on Xbox. Or was it on 360?
It might have been right at the crossover, but I don't know. Crackdown 3, it was a fun game, but at this point in time,
this one didn't look that good. It did not look modern.
I'm not feeling it.
I'm not either. I said it was good in narration, but didn't look that good. I brought out the Erectometer again. I put it's considerably less hard than any part of Terry Crews.
Yeah.
Because that guy is.
Dang. Yeah.
So there we go. But yeah, that was yeah, great. He voices it. It sounds funny, but I'm probably not going to play it unless I find it for real cheap somewhere.
Metro
Exodus. So
Suka Blit.
Yeah, looks fucking good. It will never look anywhere near as good on console as
So as soon as I saw
that was obviously the PC version.
As soon as I saw it, I was like, okay, cool. Yep, Metro Exodus. Yes, that will be played on PC.
Yes, exactly.
I will never get I'm not going to get an Xbox One X for it to try to look as good as it will on the PC.
It still won't look as good as it does on PC.
So I'll just buy it on PC because it's a PC game.
It is a PC game.
It's a PC game, not a console game.
It is, exactly. Metro game mostly on the Surface.
Yeah,
cool, maybe. Who knows?
Russian train, and this crazy Russian
guys. Looks like there's maybe a little more action, exploration oriented, because the other ones were pretty linear.
It looks pretty open world now.
Yeah, exactly. And the other ones were more of a linear thing, so that could be interesting.
Artyom.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't necessarily like the changes it looks like they've put in, but I'm still harder than Boris the Soviet Love Hammer over this one. So,
nice.
that's Da Conrad. I will be buying this game.
Yeah, no, I'll definitely get it on PC.
Yeah, same. This is there's 100% no chance ever that I would play that one on console. I don't even know why, like, I don't know. I guess Microsoft offered them some money to make it really initial release there, because that game is going to play like, it's either going to drop so many frames or it's just going to look like garbage compared to the PC version. So there's no way I'll be playing it on there. They'll be like, oh yeah, it's 4K graphics at 15 frames per second. Then we had some Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts, loved it.
Not much to say about it.
And the big thing is, I guess Kingdom Hearts is coming out on Xbox.
Yeah, cool. Which is interesting because it was always a Sony exclusive.
It was always, and I guess it's no. So the thing though is, if you have an Xbox, 3's coming out. Yeah. If you want to play the other ones, you gotta get a PlayStation. Yeah. So
I think there's a couple that are on the DS as well.
Yeah, there's a few
middle ones, but yeah. So like
but it's like it would have been a bigger announcement to be like, and we also got the package that the PlayStation has now, but they didn't get that. So I'll probably I would love to get Kingdom Hearts on my Xbox. I prefer playing my Xbox. If there's games that are on both, I like to have it on Xbox just because I have 0 people on my friends list on PlayStation, and my PlayStation's normally in my brother's room, so I would rather play it on Xbox, but I don't know, I'd just have to see if there's different features or if PlayStation gets more, because I would probably get it on PlayStation for this one.
Plus, you might want those extra things in the package, the 2.5 and 2.8 or whatever, so we'll see.
Again, really excited for Kingdom Hearts. I've been waiting for a long time for it.
Kingdom Hearts will be good.
Yeah, and then we had the Battlefield...
Briefly, I'm assuming you skipped over it because it's terrible. There was some Sea of Thieves crap.
Oh, yeah.
That looked... I just put a note, looked cringe as fuck.
I had one really fun experience in the beta.
Yeah.
And then I saw some... I just heard some people talking about it on the internet, and I was like, there's really no meat to that game. The game is what the players make it, so it all matters who's in your server, I guess.
Exactly. And I don't pay for a game to make an experience myself.
It's games as a service.
Exactly. It's not even games as a service. It's the framework of a game.
Yeah. So it looks like they're adding a few DLCs. I saw the things, but I just kind of quickly skipped over that.
It looks like they might be adding more than an hour's worth of fun content to the game. Yeah. But I did not like. I have not seen anything I like. I've seen a little bit of Twitch of that because again, if you get an interesting personality doing it, it's
if you
fun.
get a good personality, and you can get in there with a group of friends. But if you go in with some randoms and expect your ship to be running properly,
it's not gonna be
good luck.
So moving on, they had a Battlefield 5 trailer or teaser.
They should
not even
more
a
story.
Yeah, I'm just like, you know what? There's nothing about that I haven't already said.
No.
Forza Horizon 4 out on October 2nd. I mean, I don't really do racing games. I haven't really since the original Gran Turismo, to be honest. Unless they're again, if it's cars fighting and blowing each other up, or something like that.
If there's a burnout, sign me up.
Yeah, but just like a straight racing game, I've never been a big fan of. But this one, for those who like that sort of thing, looks like there's some neat features in it. Mm-hmm. But it's just, I just don't care about racing games, really. Changing season seems neat. Having landmarks and stuff, kind of neat. One thing I noted that sounded stupid as fuck, they said there's a 60 frames per second mode. And I'm just like, the fuck does that even mean? Why is that a mode? What I think they just mean is it probably cuts the resolution down to make it run at that. But why the fuck would you do that? Why not just make a game that runs at 60? Anyway, that's probably
that's a real problem trying to do that.
Probably the PC Master Race snob in me speaking, but it's don't call it 60 frames per second mode. Just say you can reduce the resolutions to speed up the game. Okay, blah, 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 blah. A whole shit ton of corporate speak and nonsense.
Here's the initiative. We have Undead Labs, Playground Games.
I thought it was
Ninja
really
Theory.
Odd that they acquired Ninja Theory.
Yeah.
That didn't seem like something
that
I
actually
would've
made
seen
me
happening.
re-download Senua's Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice, because I want to play it again, because that game was... I was actually talking about that game while I was away to someone, because they were like, oh, I'm doing a thing on mental illness. I'm like, we're supposed to watch a movie on mental illness. I was like... Don't watch a movie. Play this game.
Game.
Oh, you suck. You can't do it. You can't do it. I played it all in one sitting, and it was a lot of fun.
Because apparently that game was a pretty big hit, so it just surprised me.
Did you play it?
I haven't played. It's actually I own the game. I haven't played it because it looks really fucking good.
Turn the lights out. Get surround sound headphones.
Yep.
Try to do as much as you can in one go.
That's what I've been told because it looked really good. But it just surprised me because they're not like a struggling little indie studio at this stage. It just struck me as odd that they'd be acquired by Microsoft.
Yeah.
But whatever. Hey, I mean, if that's the way they wanted to go, good for Microsoft for grabbing them because I think we will see good games from them in the future. Next up, they had some stuff about We Happy Few. I was really hyped for that one originally, and then unfortunately I played the early access, and the game style does not suit the theme. The theme was really fucking cool. It looked like a 1984. Everyone's on drugs. You can't, the police take you away if you don't,
If you're not happy.
Exactly. If you're not happy, you gotta be happy and on your joy. And now, I played the game, and I'm just like, the gameplay does not suit the theme at all. So I'm really, early access I put was a serious mistake for this one because it was not, did not work out. Then I made my note saying I'm not using the erectometer anymore because they were rapid firing stuff.
Oh yeah.
PUBG bullshit.
I just was like, don't care.
Yeah, that's just what I put. I just put fuck PUBG was what I put.
Like, oh yeah, like fully releasing, like we're gonna get this. But it's like, yeah, you're so far behind. Like you're so far behind the PC version.
And
of the
PC game is not fully released. It just fucking said it was. It's still a broken piece of fucking garbage.
No, and it runs terribly on the Xbox.
Yeah. Doesn't run very well on PC.
No.
But it doesn't. Yeah, Xbox, it's a fucking joke on Xbox. It's like a beta alpha test.
I've watched my one friend will stream, I'll watch him stream on Mixer sometimes.
Yeah.
And, they dropped in, my buddy was like walking around, then the game loaded and he was loaded inside of a cage that he couldn't get out of.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't render and you can move around and then all of a sudden it renders and you're stuck.
Yeah, it's bad. Anyway, moving on because I don't want to talk about that game anymore. No. Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition. Cool. I never played the original one. I love the Tales series, so great for people who want to play that.
Good. Some more games like that on Xbox.
Exactly. Division 2, if I was going to play it, I'd be playing it on PC. I would not be playing it on Xbox.
At this point, if I didn't have a PC, I would get it on the Xbox, obviously, but I'm going to get it now. And then I just wrote, because they showed a little gameplay, they always got the cringy TeamSpeak thing.
Yes.
And then at the end, they're like, oh, let's go take by the cup, and I was just like, they're
what
dead.
was the note I put? I put even the people paid to pretend like they were playing the game sounded like they'd rather be somewhere else. Yeah. That was, first of all, no one was playing the game. They voiced over that afterwards. It's blatantly obvious they did that. And
that was all pre-done.
But what I'm saying is that wasn't even like people playing a pre-scripted event. That was they filmed it and then hired some voice actors to pretend they were playing.
Matt, come over here.
Yeah.
Oh, Matt, we need your help over here. Yeah. It's like, I guess we're Matt. We're watching Matt's perspective, and then it's just like, oh, we need to get you leveled up. Get you to 30. And then it's like, woohoo, I got level 30. It's like, okay, cool.
That seems like it was aimed at someone who had never played a video game before.
Yeah. But at the end, when they go to assault the Capitol building or something, I'm like, yeah, you're all dead.
You guys are all fucked.
You're all dead.
But anyway, so moving on. If I play that, it will be on PC. Then they had a little bit about the Xbox Game Pass.
Yeah, I don't have that. I don't feel like spending money on it. But a lot of these new games, a lot of these games will come out on Game Pass at release.
Yeah, and I like that. So, I dislike the games as a service model, but much like the same thing as with the Origin stuff, if it's going to cost the same amount as 2 games in a year, and you're going to get 2 new games out of it.
Crackdown was going to be on it. What was it? There was I guess Sea of Thieves is already on it, and some other ones, but I guess all their first party games will be on that Game Pass. But I don't know. There's a lot of other games in the library, but they give out a lot of free games for games with gold as well, which there's a little bit of crossover on those. But at this point, a lot of the games that are on there I already own, so. If I say I don't play my Xbox for a while, I might go ahead and get that to catch up on ones that I missed.
Yeah, exactly. It's good stuff for that.
It's a good thing if you want to play all the games, then go for it.
Just go for it. And it is nice if you don't want to have.
I guess not something. I have a lot. There's so many games.
Yeah, there's a lot on this one.
It was too big.
And the other thing I thought was kind of neat, the note that they're going to have AI to get games load faster. They mentioned that when I talked. That seems like a neat idea. I hope that works well. I mean, the nice thing about playing on a PC with solid state drives for everything is you don't have to worry about games loading faster. They load way faster. But it would be cool if they could do that for the console gamers who haven't figured out how to rig up an SSD to their system yet.
Well, I think the Xbox One X has an SSD.
I believe it does, but then, of course, they probably put like a 120 gigabyte in it. So it's like, oh, you got 2 games in there, and then you got to
yeah. Like Halo. Barely hold Halo.
Yeah, exactly. Moving on, we had some more Shadow of the Tomb Raider stuff. Nothing really to add that I didn't see in the original one. Looks like a good game. Session. Eminem and skateboards. As far as I can tell, it looks like rebellious 1990s teenager, the game. There wasn't enough to really see anything about it, but what I did see did not hold my interest at all. I thought for a second it might be, new Tony Hawk or something like that.
Everyone was hoping for Skate 4, and it was not that, and everyone's pissed.
Yeah.
Basically.
Exactly. So, fuck it, moving on.
And then there was like the ID by Xbox, so there was a few. That Sable game again was in there.
Yeah, there was I just put rapid fire mashup of games.
Ashen was one I remember seeing last year that I was interested in. And then Waking, but I don't remember what that one.
Yeah, there was so little.
Yeah,
in that.
So quick,
that was that montage was literally just to make the number of games. 50.
Yeah, to be like, we have 50. Game.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. 20. 12 of them are like 8 seconds apiece. Moving on. Black Desert.
Online.
When I saw the trailer before I realized what it was, I'm like, this actually looks really cool. Yeah. And then I'm like, oh, it's a fucking MMO. Moving on.
That game does it to me every time because they showed that game last year.
Yeah, I know.
I'm like, man, what is this game? Those games. Oh, it's Black Desert Online. Yeah. Okay, never mind. Move along.
Exactly. And there's a reason why they never show any actual gameplay along with the trailers because it's not fucking fun.
No.
What do we have next? Devil May Cry. Okay, so that one, the trailer looked cool. Yeah. Apparently Dante's a cyborg now. Yep. My note I put was Jesus Christ, that woman is cringe. The woman with the Texas accent who's talking. First of all, she looks completely wrong to have that accent.
Yes.
But secondly, she just like, I'm just like, why has Dante not fucking shot this person or stabbed her? Like, she's so fucking annoying. I just lulled at the part where the guy came out and just like, English is hard. Just like, that's fucking fantastic. Hideki, whatever you say. Though he was honestly my favorite part of the conference. It was this little thing. But, they're talking up a big game. But as with all things Devil May Cry, is it going to have good, fast, fluid combat? If it does, great. If it doesn't, oh well. The last one sucked. But that was because they tried to go a whole new direction with it, which was a really fucking stupid thing to do when people were just like, give us more of the same thing.
Yeah, no, I remember playing those a lot growing up and having a lot of fun with them.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm looking forward to it.
I saw it, I'm like, oh, cool. Like, I'd really like to play a game like this again. So we'll see what happens.
Yep. Cuphead expansion. Fuck yeah. I love Cuphead. I'm amped for it. I just put the hype is the mention of it, even though it was like a 10-second trailer. The mention of Cuphead expansion is enough to reactivate the erectometer. Fucking Cuphead was awesome. There's nothing much to say. Beautiful graphics. One of the best, tightest gameplays I've ever seen. Tunic. They made a big thing about how it's one developer. And it shows. It was like that weird indie Zelda-type top-down adventure-looking game. Showed it for 30 seconds. Really... nothing interesting to say about it. Again, this was one that was obviously thrown in to say, we have 12 indie games as part of our 50-game lineup. Jump Force. Looks like shit.
Yeah.
I
skipped it.
I'm a big fan of Dragon Ball Z. I grew up with it. I'm not a big, huge fan of One Piece. It's one of the games in it. What was the other game? There was another game in it. Doesn't make any sense to have these different power levels of people in it because like some of them can blow up planets and the one guy's is basically Stretch Armstrong.
I was like, didn't Dragon Ball Z just come out? Like, what's this?
But anyway, they didn't show much gameplay, but they did have a little bit, and even the stuff that they had selected to put in the trailer looked like shit, which is too bad because there's been these crossover anime games in Japan for a very long time that we've never got here because of the licensing issues. Because while one company might own all the rights in Japan, 12 different ones might own them here, so they never happen. This is the first one that's actually coming here officially, and it looks like shit. So, fuck that. Dying Light 2.
So when I first saw it, I was like, what is this game?
Same thing.
I was like, what is going on? Like, it seemed like it was like kind of medieval, set in like city settings.
Yeah, it was like a post-apocalypse medieval game.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, I can get it. I'm like, oh, it's Dying Light K. Not really. It's gonna be a zombie game.
Yeah. Well, it looks completely different than the first Dying Light.
Yeah, it looks very different.
It looks like the only thing similar at all is the parkour.
Yeah.
So
I'm very interested in it.
Same. It actually...
I like the world.
Yeah, I love the look of the world. And they mentioned, he said, there was going to be a lot of RPG elements. Your choices matter. Chris Avallone, I don't know if you're familiar with him. He was the creative director, I believe, back at BioWare when BioWare was really good. So him talking about him designing the story, this is a really good thing. He's really good at that sort of stuff. So if he's on the team, or maybe he was with Obsidian, back when Obsidian and BioWare did all the Baldur's Gate games and stuff together. Anyway, he was with one of those two. He's really good at world building. So the fact that it's a whole new world that's got nothing to do with the first, but he's in charge of it, that's a good sign. I like the idea where he showed, if you kill these guys, then these guys take over, but if you join them instead, then this shit happens. That seems like a neat idea.
It looks cool, like you can change the world.
Yeah,
and the art style changes.
So. Looks good. Really just looks good. I brought back the Erectometer for this. I got Morningwood for this one. And, Battletoads. Yay, Battletoads. There was nothing in it.
They didn't show anything.
But there's going to be Battletoads, so I'm cool.
So everyone call your local GameStop and ask them if they have Battletoads.
Anyone who works at GameStop who was watching that is just like, fuck, here we go again.
Here we go again.
At least this time they'll actually be able to take the pre-order for it, though.
Yeah. I've watched the things where 4chan calls like a prayer hotline.
Yeah.
I've seen those where they're like, my friend was bit by a Battletoad when he was in Brazil. Can you pray for him?
One of the best ones I ever saw, there was this late night public access TV psychic.
Yeah.
And someone called him asking about what do you think about the Battletoads? And the guy's just like, what? It's like, son, I do not know what you're talking about. And he goes on, it's just like, I need to know what your psychic mind thinks about Battletoads. Anyway, Just Cause 4 came up again. Nothing new to really say about it. And then, of course, what pretty much everyone was probably waiting for at this point, we have Gears of War.
Oh, I fucking hate Gears of War.
Okay, so my note is...
So they showed off like a little, like, chibi mobile game.
The bobblehead? Yeah, so that's not actually going to be a game. So they're the Funko Pops. I think that was just an advertisement for the Funko Pops.
Oh, I thought they were showing like some sort of stupid mobile game.
I hope there is, because it looks better than the actual Gears of War game.
Yeah.
I would play the bobblehead Gears of War first.
Gears of War's fucking stupid.
I like the first Gears of War. Yeah. I have not liked Gears of War since.
Me same here. I think I might have stopped after 2. Yeah, I'm so.
Well, this is the thing. I played.
See, a lot of my problems though with Microsoft is like, I've played all these games so much. I'm kind of over their exclusives.
Yeah, pretty much.
Then they showed the Gears Tactics game.
Yeah.
So who cares about that?
Who cares about that? Like Gears,
XCOM's would be way better than that.
Yeah, exactly. So what are we doing? Yeah, and I actually put even too, the Gears of War stuff looked less good than I would expect, because Gears of War is supposed to. It's like the last one looked really. I didn't like the game, but it looked good. Mm-hmm. This one didn't look so good. It does not look interesting to me. The characters don't look interesting to me, though that one part where they had the fucking parasailing sleigh on the ice, that looked cool. If that was the whole game, if they made a game about parasailing on ice, I would probably buy it, but not a
Gears 5, just not excited, really can't care that much. I'm so over that franchise.
Yep.
And,
exactly.
So guess what? The Coalition, because Epic moved on, now it's just the Coalition. Epic's moved on to bigger and stupider things.
Yeah.
So...
and then even though they snuck it in afterwards, I'll mention it before I talk about what I thought about the presser overall, and that is Cyberpunk 2077.
That's my most hyped game.
Same. Well, it's CD Projekt Red.
Yeah.
So like they made.
I've watched the trailer. I listened to the song from the trailer when I came over here.
Nice.
I've watched the trailer a whole bunch of times.
Yep.
I bought some Cyberpunk books. I've been reading Neuromancer.
Oh, good choice.
And
Neuromancer is very good.
I am super pumped for Cyberpunk 7.
It looks great. There wasn't a whole lot there, but it's CD Projekt Red. So, I mean, I don't know if they've ever done anything. Now, they're due for a bad game, so I hope this isn't it, but it looks really fun.
So it's going to be a first-person shooter, so that's kind of cool, I guess.
Yeah.
Everyone's, like, upset that it's in daytime. And they're like, ooh, my Cyberpunk can't be daytime. It has to be eternal darkness. It's like, Well, if there's like a day and night cycle, it has to be light at some point.
Yeah, and presumably even in, to borrow the Warhammer term, the grim darkness of the far future or whatever, there's still fucking planets orbit suns.
Yeah.
So
you're in Night City, and
yeah,
you're gonna have cyborgs, like everything. Like I watch it so many times because there's always something new to see. Like the cybernetics look cool, the different guns that I've seen. I love the world. I love everything about it.
Yeah.
I want to be a cyberpunk now. I want to get a cool jacket, just like V.
Really fucking cool. I mean, I love cyberpunk stuff. Like I love the Shadowrun games, or at least the new ones that have come out recently. I love that kind of, okay, what's the future going to be like? It's probably going to be shit. But I love how the guy even comes out at the start. He's like, yeah, it's shitty. Everyone's below the poverty line and all this stuff. But everyone wants to come here.
The most violent city in America, and it's below the poverty line. But we're all dreamers, and I'm a big dreamer.
Yeah.
And, it
looks good.
I hope. Like I haven't seen any gameplay.
Yeah.
But there was some people that got. I was listening to or watching videos. Some people that got the behind the scenes gameplay, and they said it looked pretty cool.
Yeah.
Lots of different options to play.
Yeah.
But
awesome.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
I want it so bad.
I've got a genetically enhanced cyber boner.
Yeah, I got a cyborg dick for this one.
Cyborg dick. Yep. Unstoppable bionic dick.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Interplanetary dick.
Yeah.
And just rocket. Or dick rocket.
There we go.
Hover dick.
Hover dick. There we go.
You can hack my
laser dick. Laser dick.
You hack my dick.
Please don't hack my dick. Anyway, so the overall, what I thought about this one. So this one I have mixed feelings around. So I ended up actually giving it an F. Not for the games, but for the presentation. And here's the reason why. I think this would have been a fantastic conference 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I did not like it's just a bunch of trailers. We're past that. We need to see gameplay.
Yeah.
If you're gonna,
they did mention and we're working on the next Xbox. Well, you better fucking.
Yeah, you better. Yeah. You can't have people just come out and do corporate back scratching anymore.
Yeah.
Because all the talking was corporate shit. Yes, I'm sure 25 years ago or whenever E3 started, it was just professionals in the industry talking to each other.
People that could get in there were only industry professionals.
Yeah. Did I tell you?
It's open to the public, right?
Did I tell you I once got an E3 pass almost 20 years ago? I couldn't go because I was a teenager. And the reason I got it was because I ran a website on GeoCities where I reviewed video games. And there were not a lot of them back then. And I was just like, fuck it, I'll ask them for a pass. And I got it. And I was like, okay, Mom, Dad, can you buy me a plane ticket? I'm going to go be a games reporter. And they were just like, no. So that was basically how that went down. But I may actually still have the actual press pass somewhere. Because all I had to say was like, yeah, I'm just like, I run a... And again, this was a cringy, shitty website. I
remember back on the early Xbox 360 days at Xbox Live, I had a couple buddies. And they started a games journalism website just so they could get a press pass.
Yeah, exactly. So
to try to get one to go to E3 because regular people couldn't go there.
Exactly.
So,
but nowadays
that's why it's kind of weird.
Yeah, everyone's watching online.
Yeah,
and everyone's a games critic. I mean, we talked about it briefly, and with it's sad. Total Biscuit passed away, but he was never a professional press guy. He was just a dude who started a channel, and then again it got big. But now anyone can do that. So that line is now so blurred.
And those guys don't even go there because it hurts their career to go to the actual events.
Because then they miss half of the angles and everything else, right? So
you want to be able to be live, showing your opinion on the conference itself, not at the conference experiencing it,
right?
And
exactly.
live tweeting it or whatever. But I guess you could live stream it from the thing, but then that's kind of weird.
It would look like shit.
Yeah.
But what I did want to mention is that
it felt very
it was very corporate, very pitching stuff. Exactly. And I think no one gave them the memo. Guys, this is not meant to be TV spots and pitching to your stock market investors anymore. You are selling your games to the literally millions of people watching.
Like you're on Twitch now. You're on YouTube Live.
You're on Mixer.
You're on all these things. Show us the games. Tell us what the games are about. Show us gameplay.
Yeah, I'll bet you there were hundreds of millions of views from other people's casting and voicing over their opinions on it. From it. Like, this is the biggest free advertising. Well, not free, but way less than buying a spot on a TV show or on clicks per minute on the internet. You're, this is your advertising chance. You can't do that, and I feel Xbox did that. That being said,
I think what their thing though is once the games come out, they're gonna get the advertising from streamers and YouTube personalities as well. Anyways, so
yeah,
almost what's the just you don't need to talk about the game. Just show us the game. When the game comes out, some big streamer is gonna play it. Like hundreds of thousands, millions of people are gonna watch it.
Yeah.
You're gonna get a whole bunch of advertisement off that. So. We don't need the whole backstory. We don't need. I don't really fucking care about your team. I don't care how they're doing back home. Other than what, I actually care about the CG Project Red team because those guys are awesome.
They are good. Awesome.
I'm gonna go to Poland. And I'm gonna go with them, meet them, and I'm gonna see how much.
Buy them some pierogies.
I'm gonna have to buy them some pierogies and buy them whatever, and get in and hang out with them, and then see how Gwent's doing, and then check in on Cyberpunk.
There you go. But yeah, I put it would have been a B if just for the games, because they actually showed a lot of games.
I would agree. I would agree on
that.
The
one thing I noted though is that there was not most of the best stuff was third-party stuff.
Yeah, that's the thing with Microsoft is the thing other than I'll get a Halo, but all these other things I will get them on the PC or on other platforms. There's really not a whole lot of I don't know, maybe with the initiative and all these new studios they have under them, they can get some really cool, some really interesting games, but there wasn't really anything in the Microsoft press conference that's going to be exclusive that I'm really excited for.
There's a bunch of them that I really don't want to play.
The things I want the most are Cyberpunk 77, Spider-Man
looks
Death
great.
Stranding, Kingdom Hearts 3, Pokemon and Smash. And
what was Beyond Good and
Skull
Evil?
And Bones,
good.
Beyond Good and Evil, Skull and Bones is another thing. Those are the things I'm looking forward to most. But those are all, and everything from EA is on all the platforms. So there's not a whole lot exclusive. There's more PlayStation exclusives that I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, I think so.
Than there are from Microsoft. So
and even a lot of them, I bet you. I think very soon we're going to see more stuff coming to PC, less exclusives coming out. Mm-hmm. So, what do you think about the conference overall this year?
I would say there is a decent handful of games I'm looking forward to. Yeah. I'd say it's better than last year's.
I would agree. I think in terms of the games, it's good. But before we get into the kind of the to-get list, what I actually wanted to think is, what are your thoughts of the conference itself this year compared to other years? I actually enjoyed it quite a bit. I think most of them stuck to a short but sweet format. There were no more 3-hour pressers. No. There was a lot less talking about stuff. And when people were talking, there was gameplay going on.
Yeah.
So
I would agree on that. I think they did a pretty good job at the conference this year.
Yeah.
I guess EA is not even technically E3, or they're their own thing now, but it's at the same time. I don't know why they got to be like that, but
in the end, it doesn't matter.
It's all E3.
It's all E3.
Just because they're not at E3, they're somewhere else. But I don't know. I think they all did a good job. They all have something that I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, I think excited. Microsoft did the worst with theirs, but in terms of presentation,
I would say EA did a worse job in presentation.
Oh, fair. They're pretty bad.
I don't know. They had a lot more I feel like they had more corporate bullshit.
Yeah.
Because they all they got their big CEOs. I guess Microsoft has the same with fucking Phil, but he's a gamer bro.
That's true. He is a gamer bro.
He's the CEO gamer bro.
Yeah, CEO gamer bro. I like that.
But he's not really CEO. He's the head of the game division, right?
Yeah.
I think they did a good job. Everyone has a little something. I feel like Microsoft, I'm really not that excited about for anything that's going to be exclusive for them. PlayStation, Nintendo have the exclusives that I want.
Yeah.
And then for the most part, I'd like to get stuff on PC since that's
exactly
my go-to way to play games now.
Exactly. So now on to the games. In terms of games over the year, I think there are probably, this has been the best year since we've started doing this. Mm-hmm. That there are the most games where I want to say, I am fucking hard for this game. I'm buying it.
Yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to the rest of this year, and 2019 looks like it's going to be insane.
2019 looks like it's going to be a solid year for games. Yeah,
next year's E3, it should be exciting, unless, hopefully, I guess a lot of the stuff will come out before E3. 2019, but
hopefully,
hopefully.
that's the point.
No, I don't know. I'm really looking forward to the rest of this year, and 2019 should be good for gaming. I honestly can't really think of what did I buy this year.
See, most of the stuff I bought this year was actually not this year's releases. It was
here.
stuff that's gone on sale from last year.
Stuff.
Yeah.
or I bought like just kind of
I bought a few
relatively unknown.
Yeah, it's like some PC indie games I bought new and stuff like that. But I haven't bought a lot of this year's actual games. Anything conspicuously missing, you think, that should have been there? I mean, for me, the two that I would have liked to see, and maybe that just because I missed the PC conference and didn't do the extended, is Mountain Blade. I would like to see something. I know you would want to see something with there, too.
Don't say that. It gets me all emotional. Yeah. I want to go back. Right. No, I didn't see anything about Mountain Blade.
And very conspicuously absent from the Square Enix was, of course, the Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yes!
That struck me as really odd that they didn't show
Final
anything.
Fantasy.
Like, not even a trailer, because there has been trailers for it, and they didn't even replay one of those trailers, let alone show any. So I don't know whether this means
what the state of that is.
They're trying to keep it secret, or the project is just in a shitty state. Because I know there was a big deal. They might be doing it in an episodic release, like Life is Strange. It's supposed to be more of an active battle system, like Final Fantasy 15 in the classic. Maybe that's not going so well. I don't know. I mean, it's all speculation, but that was very conspicuous in its absence.
I would have liked to. One thing is, I would have liked to have seen some Cyberpunk gameplay, but I guess that's a little too.
Yeah.
Like, they had it behind closed doors, so I guess hopefully soon, but.
Given the nature of that, because again, it looks like it's a large open world, etc. I got a feeling they're going to have a lot of, because Witcher 3, for being a large world, was pretty tight in terms of lack of bugs and stuff. Mm-hmm. I'm wondering if they want to avoid having like a Bethesda type problem where they have this open world but it's full of bugs and shit, and they want to tidy that up before they show it off.
Well, it seems like they always try to do a very good job of being not buggy.
They do great with polish. Yeah. So, Bethesda could learn from CD Projekt Red, because they do the same kind of sprawling giant games, but there's a lot more polish, I think, put on them. So that I think is good.
Yeah.
Other than that, there wasn't anything where I was just like, oh, I really wish I would have seen this. Lots of good stuff. Do you think there was a winner in terms of which one was the best? Oddly enough, I'm almost tempted to pick Ubisoft. I mean,
honestly,
it's not something I'd ever think I'd hear myself saying.
When I watched it and I saw after watching the lineup, I'm like, man, Ubisoft killed it. Like, there's not a whole lot of new stuff, but out of everything they showed, I am very excited for what they showed.
Yeah,
like, all these things are going to be on everything, or for the most part on everything. Some stuff exclusively on the Switch, like the Donkey Kong.
Yeah,
but. I'm really excited for Ubisoft. Like, good. A lot of the games I'm playing right now are Ubisoft games, and I honestly think that I think what was missing was Ubisoft making a battle royale game.
Yeah,
I was surprised I didn't have one. I was expecting that because I think Ubisoft could do a lot better job than Battlefield of doing or than EA of making a battle royale game. Like, they have the map from Wildlands.
Yeah.
You have shooting mechanics from like Division or Wildlands or Siege. Like Siege wouldn't work because it's too tactical. Yeah. But you have either of those two games.
You know what I would honestly rather see?
If they want to make a battle royale game, I think Ubisoft would make the best proper.
You know what I would actually rather see about any of that, honestly, is a battle royale Assassin's Creed. I would love to see a city full of people where you can come in dressed as any random person. Pick up, you have to find the various weapons in the city, and then determine which guys are assassins, which ones aren't, and be the last assassin standing. I think that would be a fantastic battle royale mode. I think that would be different enough that it wouldn't just look like a PUBG clone.
They kind of had a game mode like that.
Yeah, but there's like 4 players or something, and it's not the same.
You know what was missing? Splinter Cell.
Yeah, I didn't know there was another one of those in the works, so...
I don't know. I want them to be making one.
See, I was never a huge fan of that series, but I wouldn't be opposed to another one either.
I don't know. I love Ubisoft right now. They fuck up, but they fix it.
They fuck up. So fixing the fuck-ups, I think, is our winner of this year's
E3. I'd say Ubisoft, I'm looking forward to the most. A few... Like, these are two pretty big things, but it's Nintendo. Like, they have to have those, or else they're not Nintendo.
Yeah, the Nintendo stuff is exactly what you would expect from Nintendo and nothing
very
else.
Standard. I'm surprised they didn't show any Metroid, unless there was the Treehouse stuff on that. But
Metroid is kind of flatlined a little bit after the last couple, so I think they might be letting that rest a year or two before coming back to it. Everyone's expecting Prime 4 to be announced.
PlayStation 4, I'd say, probably has the best exclusives.
I think I would tend to agree.
Microsoft, not a whole lot there.
A lot of good stuff, but nothing exclusive that's good.
And then EA... Battlefield 5 should be good, and
there's potential for
there's
EA,
potential
but
with the Star Wars, but I don't trust them enough. EA has a lot of potential with these games. I just don't trust their business practices, and trust them as a company.
Anthem,
and then
could be great.
I fucking hate Bethesda right now. Yeah. So
fair enough.
Yeah.
I think I'm actually tempted to agree. It would not be often where you'd say, you know what, I'm looking forward to the next year of Ubisoft.
Yeah.
If they would have just thrown in, we're fucking fixing Uplay and making it into a decent service, they would now be very much on top of the list, no doubt. As it is, I think they are the strongest case for contender. I don't think there was a super weak showing this year, though, which I think was a good thing. There was, I know you're not a big fan of Bethesda, but I actually think...
Oh, no, I don't think they did a weak show. It's just not for me.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm done with their games right now.
I think Microsoft was the weakest show, but it still wasn't a bad show.
No. It was just very traditional.
Yeah, exactly. But again, they showed a lot of cool shit. So
yeah, no. Well, and they got to show the one I'm probably looking forward to the most would be Cyberpunk.
There you go.
I'd say it's probably Cyberpunk, Beyond Good and Evil are probably up there for the top ones.
Yeah, let's just do a quick recap of the one. Let's go through and say, okay, these are the
Microsoft,
games.
What did they show I want?
So we'll go.
Okay, well, no, we'll go with
yeah, because
I can switch around.
So from Bethesda, 100%. The only one I'm really pretty much sure I'm going to get is Doom Eternal.
Yeah. And you know what? I can wait for Doom. I'm in really.
Same.
No
I'm not talking about release
date,
date, but that is it. I will own that.
That's probably the only one I would for sure get at some point.
And Prey, I'm fairly certain I'll like, but it'll be a discounted. Not Prey. Prey the expansion. So then moving on. Oh, and then of course Elder Scrolls 6 when it comes out, but we'll deal with that when we get to it.
I feel like I'm going to hate that game.
EA, Battlefield 5, almost 100%.
Yeah,
I'll get
Battlefield
that.
will definitely.
Yeah.
I'm
Unravel
hopefully
2,
optimistic about Anthem.
Yep, and Unravel 2 I'm probably going to play at some point. I'm pretty certain I like the look of Sea of Solitude, but they didn't show that much, so it could be. Mm-hmm. But Anthem I'm almost 100% certain on. I'm 100% certain I will not be downloading Command & Conquer Rivals. So for Ubisoft, I'll probably get Just Dance 2019. Probably not until 2020, because then the price of the last year's one drops to like $10, which is when I usually buy it. No. Beyond Good and Evil 2.
I'm gonna get that.
That looks
for sure.
Fantastic.
I'm gonna continue to support Siege.
Yeah, I know you're on Division. I'm not gonna be on it.
I want Donkey Kong.
I want
for sure.
Skull and Bones. Yeah.
You know what? I might even try Starlink.
Yeah, I might give it a go.
And then For Honor, I'll keep going with it. And you know what? If I see enough good things with Assassin's Creed Odyssey, it might be my return to the franchise.
I think so. That looks like a way to get back into it. And honestly, it's because it doesn't look that much like Assassin's Creed, but it does look good. Square Enix, Tomb Raider is a probably for me, but not at release. That's for sure. Then moving on, Dragon Quest probably not at release. Babylon's Fall, if it's Platinum's usual shit, I'll have to see, but I love Platinum games. They've never made one I don't like.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to get Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts. And again, I'm willing to bet I'll buy Just Cause 4 probably around 2020 or something when I've gotten bored and feel like blowing some shit up and it's on sale one day. I'll just be like, yeah, I'll get that.
For me, for Nintendo, definitely Smash.
Pokemon. Probably
Mario Party, just for something.
Yeah, and I'll probably grab Xenoblade Chronicles too as well. And for me, probably Fire Emblem as well.
Yeah, I'm. And this Daemon X Machina. I want a mech game.
Okay.
And it looked cool.
Well, I'll take a look at that.
For PC, there was nothing really the PC show that I really cared about.
Yeah.
And then for PlayStation.
So
I'd try Resident Evil 2.
Yeah,
possibly.
well, that one I'll have to wait and see. Ghost of Tsushima is, or Tsushima, however it might be Tsushima, but Tsushima, whatever. That looks fucking cool.
Death Stranding, definitely.
Yeah,
Spider-Man, definitely.
Unless Death Stranding does turn out to be a joke.
At some point.
Yeah.
And then, you know what? There's really nothing from Microsoft.
Nope, that wasn't on something else. Well, actually, I will sooner or later get Ori and the Will of the Wisp because I did like the first one. Apart from that, there's nothing on this.
I'd try out Metro if it was on sale.
But again, Metro's going to be on PC, so... but I definitely will get Metro because I love the first two. Oh, and I'll probably end up getting Devil May Cry 5, but maybe not at release. So I think that pretty much settles it for the E3 Roundup 2018. I do think it's going to be a good year for gaming going forward.
Let's go Ubisoft.
Let's go Ubisoft. Not something I would expected to have said a year or two ago.
I don't know. They're a solid studio.
Yeah.
they're doing microtransactions, but I don't think they're doing it in a bad way.
They're not abusing it the way EA did.
No. There's always new things coming out for Siege, and I think it's great because they've said that they're going to support Siege for like a whole they want to support it for 10 years. They just they just completely changed the camera system. They've updated the graphics. They're continuing to update the game. Whole bunch new we're at 40 operators now, I think.
Yeah.
So, and I like to see that they put a game out, they stick with it, and I think that's really good. They're not
especially when it's one that has potential and maybe didn't launch great, but then they say, "Oh, we can make this better, so let's make it better."
Yeah, Siege could have died, and now look at it. Look at it now. It's 35 million players. They said
that's huge. Now I'm willing to bet, for example,
free weekends probably included in that.
Probably included, and probably the people who bought it when it came out and haven't played it since.
Yeah.
But that being said, it's 35 million even over a total lifespan. It's pretty fucking big.
Yeah.
So that's good. But yeah, I think that's probably a good point to sign off at. I don't think there's a whole lot left to say. So this has been the Saturday Morning Fragcast, annual E3 edition. I've been your co-host, Victor von Frankenstein.
And I'm your co-host, Gapper.
And
thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening. We'll catch you all later.